sweep you away. Don't fall for the monsters in this maze, but I could love you forever if you'd meet my gaze. Don't fall in love with the man on stage. I'll be on in a minute, I'm just sharpening my blade. Don't fall for his flattering tune. He'll promise you the world until you drink that perfume. monsters in this maze, but I could love you forever if you'd meet my gaze. Don't fall in love with the man on stage. I'll be on in a minute, I'm just sharpening my blade. Don't fall for his flattering tune. He'll promise you the world until you drink that perfume. monsters in this maze, but I could love you forever if you'd meet my gaze. Don't fall in love with the man on stage. I'll be on in a minute, I'm just sharpening my blade. Don't fall for his flattering tune. He'll promise you the world until you drink that perfume. It's a highway, highway to the door. And a neon Medusa's got your heart. fall for the monsters in this maze, but I could love you forever if you'd meet my gaze. forever if you'd meet my gaze. Don't fall in love with the man on stage. I'll be on in a minute, I'm just sharpening my blade. Don't fall for his flattering tune. He'll promise you the world until you drink that perfume. Don't fall for the monsters in this maze, but I could love you forever if you'd meet my gaze.
Camera's on. Here we are. Hi, everyone. Look at all these people. Yeah, you guys say hi to everybody, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm checking the sound quality quick.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh,
You're looking for.
Oh, I'm so glad someone continued it.
well, all right. YouTube link looks good. Welcome everybody. I feel like I should get my old intros, but I don't do that anymore.
Do it. No, do it.
You have
It's
someone here who can do voiceovers for a pretty cool intro.
oh,
Man,
we'll work
back
on that.
there.
We'll work on that.
There we go.
What's going on, everybody? It's 7:12 p.m. on the East Coast. You're in the dojo with a whole bunch of people. Welcome. Yeah, there it is. Give a quick shout out to the chat. Oh my God, you guys. Hey, Hellboy's here. Hi, Hellboy. Melissa Gaming, what's up, buddy? I totally didn't even see you up there. Hi. Heart Queen, hello. Necro, Quinn. Oh, look, Lyrizone, you're there too. Look at
I'm
that.
everywhere.
Hi. Oh, this is gonna be a great show. We're keeping it casual tonight. We're keeping it casual. We're just hanging out with the Har fam. Oh yeah, real casual. Here for the Pepsi and the hookers. Gaming, I got plenty of that for you.
Wait. There's no Coke?
No, we only do Pepsi here.
Level 1. Level 2 next.
That was a rider in my contract to come on here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, who's my fucking agent? Who's my fucking agent?
You can take that up with Rob Zombie later, all right?
Oh,
He fucks everything up, that
I
guy.
love it.
That guy.
A month is the next.
Oh my God, yeah. Were we gonna get into that? How we?
Are we gonna do this right now?
Yeah, we're right into that. Are we
Fuck
gonna
yeah.
do this?
Okay, let's come out swinging.
Come on. He's gonna piss off such an older generation with his re-imaging of
Man, you are not fucking kidding.
All right. Hold on, guys.
We're off the rails already.
Let's get started with introductions. How about that? We'll start with that, and then we'll go into ripping Rob Zombie a new asshole in a minute. All right.
Let's
do it.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's start with to me it looks like it's to my right here, Mr. Joseph Lyrizone. You want to give a little?
The first time again? You must
Yeah.
love me or something, bro. Okay.
Well, the first time was for these guys. Okay.
Oh, fine then. All right. Everyone, look at the camera this time, so get intimate. Get myself ready. Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph. You see on the screen, aka Lyrizone, horrorcore artist from Vancouver, Washington. Especially pretty much do everything. You can pretty much see me everywhere. Go on YouTube, type in Lyrizone, Lyrizone. You'll find gameplays. You'll find horror short Saturdays, which I break down horror short films between dialogue, the music, the script, everything. You'll find podcast episodes, Musicians Past podcast. You'll find music because that's what I do full time. Essentially, I'm here with the Pants Ninja. I tried to do the intro. I can't do it like that. Essentially, I'm meeting everyone here, and we're all going to get together, talk about everything and anything, and just be ourselves and have fun. And I think that's the end of my intro.
Yay!
Yeah. So,
All right.
Hold on, yeah. Welcome to AA, as Craig put it. And let's do Craig next. We're gonna switch it up here. Craig, what's up, brother?
What's up? Hey, everybody. Greg Lake,
Hello.
Stabby Time TV. I'm on Twitter, Stabby Time TV. I have YouTube that I really don't use. I mainly live on Twitter. So let's just talk about my Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everybody, hopefully, people here in the chat, I see a lot of names I recognize in the chat there. I'm just some guy who decided to put on a Michael Myers mask and do mundane, everyday things with them, and people seem to find it humorous. And here I am.
And here we are.
Yeah. It's led to the peak of my career of being in the dojo.
Oh, this guy's too much for me. This is the peak of my career to have all you lovely, sexy people in here tonight.
I'm crying behind the mask right now. I'm crying.
Me too.
So much positivity here tonight.
Oh. I've been trying to do this. All right, let's Pepper, since you spoke up.
Oh, that's what I got for talking. Hi, I'm Pepper from New York, current court reporter, an amateur horror fan. I do a offshoot of Terror Talk podcast called Pepper Bites. It's horror movie reviews, really casual, true crime, self-care tips, a little bit of everything.
There it is. Not only that, she was on the last horror show we did with Lyrazone.
Yes.
And that was crazy.
That is correct.
And
That is correct.
Speaking on that note, that's a
That was
good
the best one.
transition. Oh,
Yes, it was.
just wait for it, because we're gonna go to Jeff now. Hey, buddy.
Oh, that's a sweet transition.
Yeah, that's how we do it. That's what we call professional around here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I have real no plugs for me, so this is gonna be pretty weird, I think. But
You're you,
Trevor.
man. You're you. You don't need no.
yeah, I don't need that plug. I mean,
There you
I'm
go.
on Twitter, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
on Twitter, but yeah, you ain't following me.
It's
but,
all right.
I go and lurk, but yeah, that's really it. But I was gonna push Terror Talk, but Pepper beat me to it. So but
No,
yeah,
no, I
check
didn't
it
push
out,
Terror
man.
Talk.
Those
I
ladies,
offshoot.
man, they bring the thunder. Shannon, Kathy, yeah, check them out. It's on iTunes. Download it. 30 minutes. I mean, yeah, just action packed.
Hell yeah.
Action packed. Now that's actually totally wrong words, to describe a horror podcast, but check it out. And that's all I
Action
got.
packed. Action packed. And how professional I am. Let's shoot over to Brett and Carrie over here. Hi, guys. I'm calling you out.
Hi, I'm Brett. This is my fiance Kerry, living in Ireland, horror authors, and better known as Erotica V and Ashy Slashy on Twitter, along with a host of other characters in the RP community.
Hannibal and Dexter.
Oh yeah, Hannibal and Dexter. And Kerry is a very well-known published author as well, a couple of bestsellers, and works at the University of Galway in the film department, working on her next PhD.
I'm doing. I work for at the Hudson School of Film, looking at RPG, horror fandom, and I agreed to. I have an absolute fear of public speaking, and the last year, every conference at university has been on Zoom, and I hated it. But I got convinced to do this after drinking a rather substantial amount of Guinness.
Nice to see you.
That is why I'm here today, and it's my own fault.
All good decisions are made after drinking a substantial amount of Guinness.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Mine was
Love
Carlsberg.
to you.
Well, let me personally thank you guys for coming. This means a lot to me that you're here. And I wanted to give you guys a little, all these guys, a spotlight for a minute, because some of these guys don't get the attention I feel they deserve. And there's quite a bunch of talented folks here. So we're gonna move on to let's get Mike, and we're gonna end with Mac. How's that sound?
Perfect.
All right, Mikey, you're up, brother.
Hey everybody, my name is Mike. I'm on Twitter and I'm known as Scrapper82. Basically, I'm a Leatherface cosplayer.
Oh, no, you're like
I go
the
on there?
best Leatherface cosplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's clarify
totally.
that.
Thank you. I'm the best Leatherface cosplayer.
That's right. There we go.
At Scrapper82.
Be proud of it.
Oh, I am, brother. Hey, it's like I said the other day. It's because of you. I'm moving up.
Oh, man.
I'm getting
It's all
noticed
you.
more and
It's
more.
all you.
I owe a lot to you, brother.
It's all you, man.
That's awesome.
And I made a lot of great friends, and I'm very happy to be here with all of you today, meeting the rest. Everybody's really awesome. The horror community is the best community out there, period.
That's
Oh, yeah.
hands
Here,
down.
here.
No one will ever change my mind on that one.
No doubt about that. Well, thank you. I think, like he said, you guys are fantastic. And I'm going to shoot over to Mac here because He's the man too. What's up, Mac?
Good evening, HalloweenVerse campers and Elm Street nappers. It's Mac coming at you. That's it.
That's
what it is.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's all he
I
needs.
love it.
That's all he needs.
I
Coming at
pretty
you.
much run a
That was the
mock
best.
radio station off of Twitter to pay homage to the horror community. I love horror. I've been a big horror fan since 1978 when my mother drugged me to Dawn of the Dead at 5 years old. And it traumatized the shit out of me, but I loved it. And ever since then, I've been hooked on horror. So it progressed into this point right here, to the pinnacle of my entire life.
You guys all made it onto a live YouTube stream. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
From a guy who pretends to steal pants on the internet. So
You told me you pretend you don't take them.
Pretend, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of let down.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, man,
super
I'm-
bummed.
spoiler alert.
Still
I'm
pants.
out. Where's my
The only
agent?
reason I did this show
My
to have you sneak in and
fucking
slip my
agent.
pants off me.
Right?
this is how I get your guard down, guys. Shh. Just shh. It's sleepy time, guys.
Thought I heard
I
something.
feel betrayed.
Oh,
Doppelganger over here.
oh well, like I said, welcome to the panel, everyone here. More people joining the chat. Quick shout outs, Malevolent Rider. I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you, brother. It's been forever. This is crazy. Like, this is so cool. Like how we all just get to connect tonight. It's like the stars have aligned, guys. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Take it, man. So
Great.
look, I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you want to talk about first? Rob Zombie or Scooby Doo?
Yeah, yeah. let's
Scooby-Doo.
go.
Please.
Scooby-Doo.
You're down this.
All right. Raise your hand for Scooby
Scooby-Doo.
Doo.
Go Scooby for us, yeah.
All right. So we're gonna have to talk about Scooby Doo first.
All right.
Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah,
I hear Rob Zombie's remaking Scooby-Doo movies.
Starring Sherry Moon as Optimus
Probably hit up
Prime.
ET next. Who knows?
It's called Cujo.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Doing the Munsters next.
Yep.
Yeah.
After that, we'll do something else too.
So if I'm not mistaken, we were questioning, is Scooby, what was the question now, Carrie? I know you had
It
it.
was, do you think Scooby-Doo is horror for children?
Absolutely.
It is made with
Yeah,
a lead
I
into
do.
horror.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's
Well,
a gateway drug.
Right.
Kids,
Somebody called D. Schneider to defend
clutch
this.
your pearls. Oh.
I think that's the mistake they made when they did the live action version of Scooby-Doo, because they had the concept all wrong, right? Like it's not actually, it has humorous moments in it. Like
It's
when you
very
go back to
But it's not a comedy.
It's not a comedy like they made it when they made live action. I actually think if they would take Scooby-Doo and all the gang and go really dark with it, I think you would have something amazing.
I want to see Zombie Island. Like that would be amazing for a
Zombie
live action.
Island was the best.
That one, in my opinion, was, even though Scooby Doo essentially is dark in its own way, I think that one is the one that kind of like in your face of, hey, this is people are literally getting brought back to life from death. Instead
Yeah,
of,
this is not a who done it. This is not a who
yes,
done
it's
it
like in
anymore.
your
This
face
is real.
supernatural, which was
At
really
same
interesting.
Same time that Batman and Robin though show up. Just cameo real quick.
Robin.
Kiss will be in it, man.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, Kiss.
The Flintstones make an appearance.
Well-
Supernatural did an episode, didn't they?
No, but you know what? Even their little cartoons or little murder mysteries they did, they were really good though, right? Like,
Right.
Super fun.
like you could never figure it out because they would just make it up at the end.
Right.
Who the villain was, right? Like there was no crumb trail to try to figure out who's going to be unmasked, right? But it was like they just randomly
It's the
put someone
roller
in.
coaster
It is one
operator.
part.
But no, I would love to see a rated R dark horror take on Scooby Doo.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That'd be cool.
Daphne tripping in the woods.
Yeah.
Where's the glasses? There is no glasses. It's in your mind. It's like
Yeah.
a
What
magical
Velma's
thriller.
been up to.
Bam.
There's no Daphne on his own.
You
The
guys.
love came from
Yeah,
Daphne
Velma.
and Brad.
Mm.
Velma has
Velma's
an
got a
OnlyFans.
huge following.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Why
think it
wouldn't
would be
you?
Daphne, but it's definitely not. If you go on DeviantArt,
It's
Velma
Velma.
has the following.
It's always been
Velma.
Velma.
Of
Even,
course,
even back
man.
in the day, though,
Everybody-
watching it, it was still Velma, right?
Everybody loves a nerd girl. Everybody.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, so we're
I gotta go on a beer run.
oh yeah, do your thing.
Oh,
Keeping it casual
there we
tonight,
go.
guys. But
You
yeah,
don't bring beer into live shows. Bathroom break.
what
At least
very
you didn't just
rarely.
at least you didn't just fill the cup up outside the camera.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm gonna do. So you know, if you see this look from me tonight, it's like
You're a refill
I'm
happening.
urinating in my big ass cup.
Listen for the refill.
Let me tell you a secret, guys.
Drink it.
You can always do this. Look at that.
Technology nowadays.
I'm
don't
telling
understand it. Where did he go?
I'm maxed in from. I'm gonna fall over.
I gotta fix my volume. Yeah. I'm gonna listen for a refill.
Oh yeah, do your thing. You're cool. Do what you do. Honestly.
I'm gonna listen for Craig, so when he starts refilling the cup,
So-
I'll let everybody know.
So someone in who
cup
said
is
in
filling.
the chat,
Is a cup half
Vincent
full
Price
or half
included?
empty?
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let's get to that. With Vincent
Yeah.
Price included, yes.
Yeah, you could
it's
do
fine.
that. You could do that thing
Ooh.
they did with like Carrie Fisher and stuff, Rogue One. You know, bring him back. You know, that'd be pretty cool.
What's-
I don't know if they throw down the cash on that.
I mean,
you
they
know?
did it with Cushing.
Oh wait.
Okay. Someone's saying there's a episode of
Oh.
Robot Chicken when
Cushing,
Velma
yeah.
hooks up with Jason. Didn't see that.
Oh, I remember that
What?
one. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
The amount of anything you can find with Scooby Doo on the internet. I'm telling you. I'm just
Right.
Anything though.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say,
Anything.
No, how
you
far are
name
we
it.
going here?
You could
'Cause-
Google it
Yep.
and you will find it.
there's,
But the people
Right.
there
Family Guy.
get beer.
So I'd go read on Wattpad.
Oh yes. If you want to see some Michael Myers stuff, go on Wattpad.
Oh yeah.
what pad?
He's
Oh,
not
no.
stabbing people with his knife.
You know, the funny thing is that like I actually don't on my Twitter feed. I'm wide open. DMs are wide open, everything, and I don't have a lot of people blocked. Actually, I can probably on one hand how many people I've actually legitimately have blocked on Twitter. But man, I get some crazy messages from that. Right? I have like this one guy. He was he exclusively produced Michael Myers scene porn, and he kept sending me his clips. He goes, "What do you think of this? What do you think of this?"
I think it's disturbing.
Yeah.
Why are you doing
Do your
this?
thing, man. Do what you dig. I'm all for it. Do what you dig, man. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Leave me out
like,
of
are
it.
you? What do you want me to say?
I need you to create this art
Awesome,
shot
man.
for me. Is this an artistic crotch shot?
Oh
A
yeah.
Hannibal
Should've just
Lecter.
sent,
We're
like,
taking
more-
advantage out there.
I'm not hating
Everything
on
has
it.
been twisted and go.
Don't
People
yeah.
dig everything, man.
Send like,
Like I
four
said, though.
like eggplant emojis back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Here
know.
you go.
Hey.
Just-
For the
Just-
record,
nice
man,
guy.
I'm a firm believer in do what you dig. If it's
Yeah.
consenting, do what you dig, and don't care if people judge you or not, man. Just
That's
do
right.
your thing, right? At the end of the day,
Go for it.
Completely.
not hurting anyone, right? So,
My only rule is don't be a Nazi. Like that's my
Yeah,
only
oh,
rule.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Pretty much.
No American History X.
yeah, no.
That was
Fantastic
funny.
film.
It's talking about being a Nazi for a second, right?
Sure, sure.
When we did the Oath video that I put together,
Yep,
right,
I remember that.
to the Avengers theme, right? Like my first take of it, I was like holding my hand out like this. Like I had to do it in reverse, right? Because it's me, right? Because I don't have someone else. So I threw the mask, right? But my hand was up like this, and I cut it together. I was like, oh shit. We'll screenshot that because you had me standing there like this. In a freeze frame, like, oh, that's gotta go. So I had to move the hand down by the waist, but it's like, I actually got to think about this stuff. What?
Right?
You got a notification saying you've been suspended.
Yeah, exactly. Nazi hate propaganda.
Sick man. yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
We don't deal with that.
yeah, we don't deal with Nazis.
No, that's rule one, I think, of the internet, personally. But
Yeah.
but like
I don't tolerate
agree.
racism at all.
amen. No, for
Or
real.
Discrimination of any sort.
It's
man.
stupid. It's like no need for it.
No.
I'm gonna
Live and let live.
fix my mic stand here. There.
Back
You got
is
a mic
back.
stand. You look all professional.
Hi. I'm here
Like,
to
there's
take
two
your
of you
pants.
here, like super professional with boots, with sound booths, proper gear.
Well, yeah, let's shoot on Lyrazone a minute up there.
Oh no. Oh no.
So, guys,
Oh, no,
how do you
no,
take
no,
to
no, no.
films? How do you take to films like Dead Snow, where you've got zombie Nazis?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well,
Hmm.
isn't
Yeah.
that kind of like, isn't that the reason that movie really got made is because of the Call of Duty?
Mm-hmm.
People killing the Nazis is like,
Yeah, Nazi
Yes.
zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think
Well,
that was started by games?
they
Really?
well,
I
no, but here's the thing. It's
think a majority of it.
Nazis will always be villains. You know, there's
Yes.
some,
Yeah.
Essentially.
there's some German comedian.
Till
He's
the end of
always on
time.
Conan O'Brien, right? Like I
Yeah,
don't
I've
know his
seen
name,
it.
but he's hilarious. But Conan O'Brien always asks him, like, as a German, how do you feel about how Germans are portrayed as villains in Hollywood movies? He goes, no, we support it because it's true. Have you not seen
Well,
our
they denounced
history?
them live. They pretty much denounced them. From my friends, they pretty much just said it's a part of history. Like every country has a dark history, and in that one, they just don't want to even like don't want to acknowledge its point. Just like get rid of it. Like I don't know, just fuck Nazis. Fuck them.
All right.
The good thing about Germany was they took their negative history and put it in a museum as
Yeah, they
far
didn't
as
hide it.
not
Right.
displaying
They
it
didn't
as
hide
far as commemorating,
Yeah.
but to remind everybody what had happened there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference of European culture versus American culture is we tend to celebrate things that we shouldn't, and we always have in
Right.
our history from Billy the Kid. I mean, here's
Exactly.
a bad guy who we celebrated and made a legend out of. But the
Which is
Europeans are
disgusting.
more clear sighted as far as I mean they're part of our history, but we don't celebrate it. We don't put it on a pedestal to shine to the entire world.
Right.
And but it did happen, and
Yeah,
acknowledge that the sorrow and the regret for it happening.
It's funny. We're supposed to be talking with horror now. We're going to
Hey.
Nazi rant. But no,
I know we're all political.
has anyone
Shit.
here have y'all watched Michael Moore's have you guys all watched Michael Moore's documentary Where to Invade Next? Like it's a fantastic where he
No.
I
goes
don't think so.
he goes to different countries, right? To compare them to the States, and all these people got like free health care
Right.
and like professional chefs in the cafeteria at schools, right? Feeding healthy stuff, right? And he goes to Germany, he's talking about this, and their philosophy is that we never want to forget this because we don't want to allow it to happen again.
Exactly.
Right? It's
Absolutely.
when you start ignoring it, then it's easier for it to resurface. So
Because
don't.
same problems don't get addressed.
No,
essentially.
exactly.
Yep.
Gotta
But
deal
we're
with it
going
quick.
through it.
Exactly.
We're having our own crisis here in Canada right now. I don't know how much it hits in the U.S. news though. Is that we have with our natives, our Aboriginal people, we had about 100 years ago we started things called residential schools, where the government would come in and remove the Indigenous children from the families, give them to the Catholic Church to basically bring them up as white Christians, and all these mass graves are now being discovered. Right, with
Something
technology.
very similar happened here
Yeah.
in Ireland, not 15 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
And what it was single mothers, young mothers,
Yep.
women who were victims. The children were being made to work whilst pregnant and after, and the children were being sold into adoptive Catholic families. And
Yep.
it all come to surface, and there was a huge scandal about it that I don't think's really been put to bed yet in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I asked my neighbors actually. He's from Ireland, right? And we were talking about this when it hit the news here. Exactly what you're telling me now, right? It's just, but all these like we're finding mass graves of like thousands of children.
Yeah.
Right. and like the government's kind of like, oh, we gotta do this, and the Catholic Church is, we don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it type of things, right? But it's
Right.
it's going like we're supposed to be talking about horror, but talking about these real world things. But
Well,
but the ring I
That's where
bring
horror
it
gets
Real
up.
world horror.
The reason I
Yes.
bring this up is because even right now there's this rising coming up, because all of our monuments around here are like the founders of this were
Right.
colonialists who basically annihilated like the indigenous people here, and now statues are coming down or wanting to be torn down. But part of it is, it's me and my wife kind of different about this, is that I don't think the statues should be torn down, but I think they should be rebranded with the truth of what
Right.
the person was, because
Yeah.
once again, when you start taking that black marker through your history books
No.
and censoring your history, then only the propaganda side of history is
Right.
passed on.
But I
Well,
think
that's
it
true.
does relate to horror
Very
because
true.
it shows that real life horror is substantially worse than whatever you'd see on TV.
Right.
You know
I
it's
think-
fake, you know
Right,
it's
that's right.
trickery, you know it's when it's over, it's done.
But I think that's why
people do draw on real life horror.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
turn it into analogy.
And I think that's why we're attracted to it, right? It's because, like, I think, Mike, you said in your interview, I think last night that you did was, you were brought up on horror, but you were also educated that this isn't real. What you're watching,
Yeah,
these are
that's what I was told,
actors.
basically, yeah. Nope.
There's special effects and stuff.
Right.
And like when I was younger, like that's when it turned for me, was when I really got into trying to understand the effects and how they were done, and then learning like this is just like Psycho, like blood. I think it was just chocolate syrup. I think is what they used.
Yep.
No, it was corn syrup.
Black and white film, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was black and white. Yeah. Right.
That's usually that was the main effect for some stuff I was working on. Like I was gonna go for a black and white type theme as far as the opening. I was like, use chocolate syrup because I mean that's the old style of way of doing things. They didn't want to use blood, just in the consistency of it, throw on the walls, like stuff like that. But to bring back thing full circle, I think it's really interesting. It's really eye opening as far as the social media age, because for years, hundreds of years, only information was only known for certain areas and certain regions for a certain period of time. But now, since there's so much access to easily obtain the information, like there is, myself personally, I am expecting a huge change next like 20 to 45 years. I'm expecting a lot of shit to be surfaced that people don't want to talk about, but they have to, because if you deny it, it won't change. So that's where, like, going back to your point, is that for stuff that for every single country has been pushed down, say, oh, we're not going to talk about this. No, talk about it and then learn from it and push to the side. Don't deny it, because that's where shit will go and repeat, and we'll have the same problem every single time. And I don't want my kids dealing with this shit. I want them to have an open eye and open mind. I don't want them closed. So yeah, I'm really, really, like, especially for this point, like, I'm happy I'm talking to everyone here. We're always like absorbing the information, retaining it, learning more stuff as we're going. Like, this is ideal. Like, when you start cutting connections, like going back to the burial sites, stuff like that, like when you start pretty much canceling things of, oh, this is this could be our way, we're not changing everything, we're keeping it the way it is. No, then you're already lost the battle, because there's no communication.
That's true. That's right.
One of the
more
big
you take it and sweep it under the rug, you gotta get it head on and take care of it.
Exactly. That's conflict 101. You run from conflict and you're going to face it eventually, but it's going to be a
keep
time
coming
you're not
back.
ready for. So take that shit head on. If you have an argument with someone, talk to them, let your opinion be alone, and then they'll talk to you, and then then 9 times out of 10 it'll be done because of miscommunication. So yeah,
that's why we settle it head on.
One of the biggest differences between this side of the pond and your side of the pond is, I know for sure, the USA have something called R rating, which means
restricted.
You can technically go and see a horror film at any age. I don't know, is that true in Canada?
No, you can't get admitted into an R-rated film under a certain age. Was it 16?
You can, in America you can. I went to see The Fly and other things.
Parental guardian, I think it is like 21.
Yeah,
right?
you have to have a guardian.
Still,
I didn't literally mean alone, but yeah.
I know. I'm in Canada, right? And I can't take my daughter. She's 13. Like, I've tried.
Yeah,
The
so
horror movies that I can't get her in.
it's now that on this side of the pond, it's 18, and that's set in stone.
Yeah,
I mean,
18.
It's loose here, I'd say, at best, right? You guys.
It depends on the theater. It depends on how much a theater wants to enforce rules, right? Which I suspect they're going to get
very lax.
Exactly, because they need to get bodies back in, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But but it depends, right? Like, there's times like I've been turned away with my daughter, and there's times that I've taken her in, right? But my personal view as a parent who loves horror, and I introduced my daughter's been watching horror with me since she's 5. She kind of doesn't watch it with me too much anymore. I think it's just more or less because she's that start of the teenage years and doesn't want to hang out with her dad as much, right? But
right.
But now we will call you Robert Paulson.
Yeah, his name was Robert Paulson. But I do. When it comes to what I let my daughter watch, like, I'll research it. Like, the only thing basically is graphic nudity is the deal breaker for me. Like,
what about movies like Martyrs and stuff? Those are quite heavy going.
Yeah.
Martyrs is an extreme horror.
Yeah. I would. She hasn't seen it, but I would if she chose to, because she also understands that this
Yeah,
is
that it's
real
not
and-
real.
The differentiation from
Yeah, but
reality.
it's still
Okay.
Exactly.
that's a good film I like to talk about because I think I'm one of the few people in the world that did not like that movie.
Martyrs.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I mean, it was all right.
I gotta say,
basic-
can I
Yeah,
say
hold on a
something about
minute.
this movie? Here's my point about this movie. I'm rants. When you bring me a show, I rant. I apologize. but
Go for it.
I
Go
think
for it.
I think the first act of that movie, up until we find out that this person isn't crazy,
Yeah.
was brilliant.
When she goes down in the basement, it
I
changes.
thought it was a brilliant movie that this person really was, because it was kind of shot the way to make things that she was crazy and she was seeing demons and stuff, right? And I thought it was brilliant. And then it just turned, in my opinion, into. I know people argue there's a whole deeper meaning to this film, but my personal feeling about it just turned into torture for the sake of torture.
Right.
From a cinematic
Definitely
Okay.
uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable
But
film.
it is. It's like, but I thought I was so personally let down because I thought it was so brilliant. And like when the twist happened, it was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. And then it just, my personal opinion.
Understand.
So it turned into a Rob Zombie film.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Here we go.
There we go.
There it is.
All right, we finally
Hey.
arrived.
Yeah.
We're here.
Hold on.
We did
Hold
it.
Do we
on.
have questions out there before we go on my
Yeah,
rant on this?
I mean, actually, I want to get to Jeff and Pepper. Been
You're
pretty
welcome.
quiet down there lately. I want to give them a chance to speak
So what
on
do you
some
want
of
me to
this.
say?
Analyzing. She's listening and analyzing. I see it.
Just but
I
not.
mean, I'll just say like as a whole with because people like to put it extreme French extreme whatever I like to lump it all sorry as the torture porn
Yep.
It's all the same, right?
I mean it wasn't like a horrible movie. I'm not like saying but at the same time I do lump it in there. And after Saw 1 and 2 I was like, I'm done with all this, I'm good. It just seems the same, 'Cause I saw Hostel and I was like, all right, cool, but at the same time, I'm not. Yeah, it's just not me,
Yeah, no
So,
kidding.
yeah, that's my thought. I kind of share the same sentiment, but again, they're not horrible movies at the same time. So,
Well,
cool.
But it's like
Great.
genre shifting, right? Like it just all it takes is like of course, the French extremists, like their version of the extreme films were happening and successful over there well before we kind of got the taste of it here, right? But I think from a North America standpoint, I don't know, was it Hostel that started the pendulum swinging?
I
No,
think it might have
What
been
do you mean, as
Hostel.
in
I think so.
going into the negative?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold
into
on.
the more extremes of
Oh,
the
yeah, because
torture.
I think
I'd
yeah,
say
because it was like
I would
Saw
say
1 and
Silence
2.
of the Lambs was really the beginning.
Hold
of
on,
that.
hold on a minute,
Right.
guys. Hold on a minute.
I spit on your grave.
Let's all
I
get
like
together
Saw
here, guys.
started
What
it.
about I spit on your grave? Would you lump that
Oh,
in
from
there?
the
with
'70s, no, but
The
yeah,
last
that's
house on the left.
yeah, but
Revenge,
Ooh,
yeah,
revenge.
but that's a
torture,
different
that
one, right? Like
is.
I don't find like, of course, '70s were when they were really starting to push the envelope
Right.
Yeah.
because they were
Yep.
so suppressed from what censors would allow them to do,
Oh yeah,
right?
totally.
Like if we go
Mhm.
back, we still go back to Psycho for a second, like Hitchcock, as watching it today, it's a very tame movie compared, but at the
Right.
time, it was just terrifying. But
Yeah.
he even started pushing the envelopes, right? Because he shot in black and white because he could only show so much blood. The censors would allow, which
Yeah.
is one of the reasons led to the black and white because he didn't show the red blood. But the other thing is that the toilet was so prominent because that's the first time they say that's the first time a flushing toilet was ever shown on film because you weren't allowed. Censors wouldn't allow anything with a toilet. Yeah, it was bizarre.
Hey,
Right?
hey, when was Psycho again? 60?
60s, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because I was gonna
Yeah.
say, step it up a little bit of a notch there, because yeah, Psycho, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
Because at the
Exactly.
time
But-
it was all attack of the Gila monster, all this crap. And then like you see like zombies like eating the couple there after the truck blows up,
Yeah.
And that was just like apparently no, like theater owners were just sitting there like, oh my god, because they're showing this like matinee set where kids are in there and parents
Yeah,
are like, oh my
they didn't know what
God,"
to do
It
with
was-
this stuff, right?
right,
It's just
right,
like
right.
No.
There had been
Sure.
previous zombie films, but they took what was a voodoo approach, where
White
they,
yeah,
zombie.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
where
right,
these
right,
were
right.
literally
White zombies,
slaves. They were not monsters. They were
Yeah.
slaves.
White
To
zombie.
the
But yeah, but the 70s really started the experimental of pushing the envelope as far as they can, right? And like even if you go back and watch Last House on the Left or I Spit in Your Grave, the original ones, now they're not nearly as traumatic.
Right.
I don't know.
I think
maybe
you have
because
to
it's
put
just
it in
me. but it's
context
still
of the audience at the time.
Yeah, well, that's the point, right? That exactly, right? It's like, but even like the Troubled Texas Chainsaw Massacre had getting into theaters, like
Yeah.
it was made,
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like but now all of a sudden the pendulum in this generation we're in now has swung so far to the extreme that
It's really there for substance. My
exactly
points.
exactly.
Like, even right now, like what started killing me was Final Destination. When they started regurgitating, that literally became the Fast and Furious of horror movies.
Yeah.
I don't care
Oh,
what
yeah.
anyone says.
Right.
Literally,
Fast and
like,
Furious.
like I'm not gonna lie to you.
What's
The
that?
first
Final
one, I
Destination.
still can't ride behind log trucks for that one reason. I'm like, I'm good. I'm turning to the side.
We
I'm
just
going
said
the
that
other
the
way.
other
yeah,
day.
I hate that.
I was
Like,
said
I
it
think
was like,
about
no,
that
I'm
all
not
the time.
dying.
I think that's
So,
one of the most common jokes that
yeah.
I see in the horror community. Everybody always takes a picture where they get behind a log truck.
Well,
I was gonna
I
say,
have that a lot up there. Yeah, up in New Hampshire. Forget it. There's a log
Definitely.
trucks everywhere.
I'll say,
as
Mike.
far as, like,
Crazy.
I was
Dead
gonna,
Alive. Oh, I want to jump in there. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm reading the comments. I have the YouTube on one side because I like reading.
oh, you're good. I was
Same
just
here.
getting ready to take
love it.
take a reign on this for a second and give
I
some
love
people.
talking about Dead Alive though. Like Dead Alive.
All right.
Amazing.
Hold on. Hold that
Amazing
thought.
movie.
Next subject. I promise. I want to give a shout out to more people in the chat that showed up because they're the reason we're here. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're here for
Mad
them
Metal Man.
guys.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
to serve
we're,
them.
we're here for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Leave your pants at the door, guys. Rob Noxious, that man. What's up, buddy? I haven't seen him in a while. I need to pull him on one of these. Let's see. We got Rob. Jack showed up. He says shout out to the Legacy fam in here.
Hello.
Hey.
Somebody's asking for the doc. He might show up later. Maybe
There's
after.
a lot of great questions in that chat room. All these
Oh.
movies people are.
We're gonna go through them, man. I had a small list prepared, but I felt like this was gonna be one of those nights, you know.
Unfortunately, yeah, when you invite me
Runaway
on the show,
train.
I kind of just.
Oh,
Going
it's
here.
it's
Going
cool,
here.
man. It's cool. This is what I'm here for, guys. To keep this as organized as I possibly can.
Good luck.
You're like what's that person who you're like the moderator at like the at a Trump debate, right?
God, don't.
You can't control anything.
He went there.
Sometimes it's better to let things just flow and see what happens.
Yeah.
I like that, you know. Well, let's see. Icicle gives a shout out. Hi, Icicle.
Hey, I.
Yeah.
That's my homie, man. Love Ice. That's my homie.
I'm just going to give a shit. Jeff and Pepper have been kind of quiet tonight, and I just want to say hi to them
what?
guys again.
Yo, just talking.
Now you're talking.
We're getting you back here.
I think it's
Hey, top of the hour though. I'm taking a bowl break, so I'll
whatever.
be right back though. All right, cool.
Enjoy Colorado, sir.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. But I just
I
like,
gotta go there.
oh, one day, right?
Hey, can I ask a question about that?
Yeah. what's up?
Because once again, I'm Canadian. Is it legal up there yet?
Some-
Not where I
Not
live.
here.
Yeah, cannabis legal.
Oh, is it Colorado? Yeah.
It's completely legal in Canada, everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
Long
there's
you
other
buy
states
it from-
too.
As long as you buy it from the
California,
place.
Washington, I think. New York now just passed.
Massachusetts, I think, did too.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Yep. Yeah. I should do it. Jesus.
Jersey
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, Jersey. So, but no one wants to go to Jersey.
I love it. Listen.
I'm just kidding. No.
Let me
actually,
say
I've
something
been
real
to
quick.
Jersey. It's cool though. I've been there. It's
Oh,
cool.
even Jersey don't like Jersey. It's all good, bro. You
Say-
don't have that disdain, hate.
Let me get on this real quick. Jersey is the armpit of America, but I love it. I don't care.
Yeah.
See,
Ah, there's some good
Go for the
spots there.
pizza.
There,
Go for the
listen.
pizza.
Every time I go to Jersey, a Jersey girl gets me in trouble. That's all I'm saying. Straight up.
Facts.
I've been there twice, and that's
Depends on the trouble.
Atlantic
go
City's
back-
cool.
I go through a lot when I was back in the military, back in the day. Like I'd always back from deployments go through their base there. Oh, it was nice, you know what I mean? But I was like, get me the hell home. I don't want to be in Jersey. I want to be back home.
Oh, I feel that. Let me
Yeah.
finish. Let me finish up the chat before we get too sidetracked, and then Dead Alive next. Is that what I promised?
Okay.
Okay.
You
And
can
we'll,
go with any of these things. People are making
man.
amazing comments, right?
Mhm.
Like even the Silent Night, Deadly Night
Mhm.
comment
Ooh.
about how If that pissed parents off, we have
Oh,
a killer Santa.
You know what?
Oh, Santa Claus, yeah.
You guys are beautiful. And Mad Metal Man, hi buddy. I don't want to forget to shout you out. That's my dude. He does some amazing like costume work too. I wish he would come on here and do that, man. He's down in the southern states. I'll say I don't want to give his location away, but he's good. He's damn good, and he's got a voice that compares to Mac. I'll tell you.
Nice.
I'd love to hear you guys have a conversation. That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
It's
Jaws versus Godzilla.
Beautiful. Bud from the HalloweenVerse stopped by. Hi, Bud. Thanks for coming in, brother. Zero the 14th. Shout out to you guys over at Camp Crystal Lake.
Sláinte.
I think it was Bud who said Saw 3 was better than Saw 2, and I agree with that.
Oh man. All right. So I guess we should get moving on this, huh? Well, let's start with Dead Alive.
As far as I'm concerned, Peter Jackson should have won his Oscar for Dead Alive. And I actually believe in my little twisted world that, if he didn't make Dead Alive, he never would have pulled off Lord of the Rings. 100%. Because it was, he went old school. He had miniatures and everything, right? And it's one of, Dead Alive has such a special place in my heart, is that I actually have been watching it as my first movie of the year every New Year's Day since it's been released.
Okay. Dedication.
Yeah. And it started as a tradition with me and my friends, right? And then as, life turned in and the social friends weaned and families got it going, but a few of us keep it going, right? And we just watch it. I just think it's a brilliant movie. I just really do. Like I just love it for what he was doing at the time, for the little money he was having. And I do believe if he didn't make that, he wouldn't have pulled off Lord of the Rings.
All right. Well,
that's fair.
Lyrazone.
That's deep.
Lyrazone.
No one can forget the custard scene.
Oh,
I was thinking more the Frighteners.
Frighteners is so underrated.
All right.
I feel like the
so
Frighteners
underrated.
really put him on the map.
Yeah, but it was like from a.
I was gonna let Lyrazone take it then. I wanted to hear Lyrazone's thoughts on Dead Alive.
It's good. I mean, like I said,
You've seen it, right? No shaming. I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's just there's not a lot of movies I hate anymore besides just.
We're not talking about what we hate. I'm not getting that started.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't hate movies. Like, that one I enjoyed. There's a very, very small list of movies I don't like, for either the plot is completely, like, not good. Story writing, like, for some reason, I don't know why, but the lighting is, if I don't see a film that looks really good as far as lighting, I'm already irritated. Especially if I'm seeing a lot of horror shorts, like I was discussing earlier, horror short Saturday, where I've been pretty much like breaking down like indie films, like not even huge ones. Like Alter is a huge channel that promotes like small companies promoting them, and I'll watch it and I'll see like transitions, and the transitions are kind of like, they hurt my eyes when I watch it. If I didn't watch so many of it, I wouldn't bother me. But now that I'm watching, I'm like, what's this? So now I'm watching movies, and like that one's good. I haven't seen in a while, so it might be a little blurry on it.
No, you're fine. I'm not shaming you, brother. I'm just asking.
Like I told you, I'm more into Japanese horror.
I know.
That's where I enjoy more, like I discussed last time. Like that's where I go to, because I'm not more the slash and gash, is more the psychological, paranormal type thing, which is huge over there. Because even them, like, even when they don't have that, they have one like The Audition, where this guy was like, I think if mostly people might know The Audition. I don't know if anybody here knows it.
Oh, I think we all know that one.
That's one of my favorite ones of all time. When everyone started talking about The Ring, I was like, no, that's trash. Get out of here. But like the ones like those where it's just really, really like almost uncomfortable, but I don't know how to describe it. Like even with the nail being pulled up and stuff like that, it's just really, really like, why? But it's not like really, really in the far end, like a Serbian film, all stuff like that. It's literally like those ones, like we don't discuss those ones because they're obvious reasons.
Man, let's just end that there, man.
Cutting you off.
Any airtime, man.
And
that makes me think of something else that's going on right now.
Yeah, but like I think I saw earlier, like it was like Cannibal, what was it, Cannibal Holocaust?
Cannibal Holocaust.
Like that one is like awesome too. Green Inferno, like the list goes on as far as like the whole topic of my loving movies, but like like I said, there's very, very few I don't like, and I have to rewatch that one because I feel.
Oh,
like
you're
never-
fine.
The ones you discuss, you always catch me off guard, but the ones I have, you're like, oh, cool.
I'll get
But
you.
yeah, I have to watch that one again.
I'll
What did
get
you
you.
think
Hold
of-
on. Hold
What
on.
did you think
Hold
of
on.
Dark Water?
We'll get to that in a minute. I'm gonna cover the panel quick. We'll get to that in just a second.
Stop the madness.
No, you're good. I love this. I thrive in chaos, guys. And real quick, pants are right here, HHQ. You're welcome. Your dare has been accepted. All show, no pantsless.
How
That's
do we know? You could just had a second pair of pants there.
That's
What if they say
true.
You have
stand
to
up?
prove it.
Good
I'll tell- hold on.
That's true.
You have to prove it.
The audience sticks around for another 45 minutes. I'll share that information. All right.
Now, at the ending today's episode,
Right.
is he wearing
Remember, tell them to
pants?
stand up.
Is he lying?
Yep.
At some point.
Do the jumping jack.
It's more like a helicopter at that point.
Yeah. Like, oh.
If I start flying off the roof, man, I'm done. Well, let's shoot over to Mike real quick. Mike, have you seen Dead Alive?
No,
No? Well, I'm going to tell you watch it.
Watch it.
I'll check it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a must.
Gotta watch it.
Oh,
It
God.
has
That-
so
have
many
you seen The
classics.
Frighteners?
I'll check it out tonight.
Check it
Seen
out
The
tonight.
Frighteners?
Frighteners.
The-
Mike?
I'm feeling.
Yeah, no.
No, that's another
Oh,
one.
watch The
Frighteners.
Frighteners. Oh yeah, watch
Frighteners,
those two,
for
man.
sure.
And you'll see where it comes from. That talent. Yeah, those two films
Okay,
right
cool.
there.
All
the
right.
Frightener has
Awesome.
what's
Thank
his
you.
face is
Thank
in
you.
it.
Michael J.
The,
Fox.
yeah, no, but who's
Oh.
who's the old gunslinger? Is that Arlie?
Really?
Arlie.
Oh, the
Arlie
Yeah,
Ernie is in it,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
in the
yeah,
graveyard.
yeah,
You got to
yeah,
see
yeah.
this
He's
performance,
awesome.
right?
I love that guy.
Yeah.
His
But I
performance
will
is
warn you,
And
I
hey-
didn't.
Oh, sorry, Pep. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I love The Frighteners is one of my favorite films, but I do not care for Dead Alive at all. So just
Oh, so we're
take that where
going to leave that there, right?
take that how you will.
I'll check them
That's,
both out.
that's the thing, man. It's
But
like, we're allowed to
oh.
like different things. Like that's where
Exactly.
that's where great conversations can
exactly.
start, or like
mhm.
you respect the opinions at the end of the day, right?
If everybody likes the
Well,
same
one
thing.
thing-
It's so boring.
Yeah.
I am I can be very critical on mainstream horror,
Mhm.
Right.
but I am much more forgiving for on the really
Indie
independent
side.
scene because
Yeah.
I have so much whether I'm thinking it's the worst thing I've ever watched, I have so much respect that they actually did it.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
they made-
yeah.
that they made something.
Well, they
Because-
usually have less resources too, which is actually really
Exactly.
inspiring. Feel like,
Right.
okay, I said most people I know of, like most of my stuff, not my side stuff, but I'm like between last year to beginning of this year, I'm doing more cosmetics. I've been doing like photography to where I have like actual prosthetics and stuff like that. And you need a whole team for stuff like that. Like you need a makeup guy, you need someone to do the lighting, someone as far as camera. So these producers and film executives and people who just want to make a film, like it's really inspiring because 9 times out of 10, they're doing a lot of stuff themselves. They're learning the trade themselves. They're going through DaVinci Resolve, any other programs they can. They're learning on YouTube, which while you guys are watching this right now, go here and drop a like on this video. Do it while you can. See, welcome Jay.
Oh, God.
That's
Here I
I'll
am
do that.
trying to fix my
I got
hair
you,
to
bro.
look pretty
I got
for you.
bro. But yeah,
yeah,
it's
John
really
Austin.
inspiring. I share that same opinion because I feel for the mainstream per se, they have the assets, so there's no fucking reason why they can't get the
Right.
job done, do a right job. Like,
right.
don't do a shitty ass writing job as far as the whole script. Like, when you have money and you have assets, you can find a way to make this work. And
All right.
yeah, yeah.
But the
I
problem
agree.
is,
It's
they
okay.
start trading on
Yes.
on reputations of a franchise. Like that's what I
Right.
really
Well,
they
I
become cash grabs for them,
I-
right? Or
Sure.
I think that's a subject
Exactly.
we're going to get on in a minute here.
I think you should have
Hey,
watched
real quick,
Kentucky
though.
Fried Zombies.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut over to Brett
Kentucky
and
Fried
Carrie
Zombies,
then.
I've never heard of that.
Kentucky Fried
Yeah,
do it.
Zombies is so bad that you will enjoy it.
All right.
It's like
It will be the
almost,
worst
right?
horror you've ever seen. But you will enjoy it and then
What's
watch
it
it again
called?
because you can't believe how bad it was.
Well, you,
Okay.
let me
Check it out
ask
on
you
Kentucky
guys.
Fried zombies.
You guys watched Dead Alive, right? Brett, Carrie,
Yeah.
Thoughts?
many times. I kick ass for the Lord.
there it is.
Greatest thing, yeah.
No, it's absolutely brilliant. There was another movie that he actually was also in himself. I think it was Bad Taste.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Bad
bad. That was
Taste,
fantastic. He's stuffing a brain in his skull, and also
That was his
a lot of
first film.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's putting it back in.
yeah, he's putting it back in.
Yeah.
He's got his thing
Yeah.
around it. I mean, for me personally, they're a lot of fun because they don't take themselves too seriously. The movie itself, and it might not be everyone's cup of tea at the end of the day, but Brain Dead, aka Dead Alive.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, it's an absolutely amazing film. I mean, what they did, like you said, with the special effects really blew my mind, considering it was a low budget.
Yeah.
It just
Like,
actually
he
shows you what you can do
completely
with nothing.
built that city in a miniature form, right?
Yeah,
Like
Which
and
is
it,
awesome.
it looked like the city, right? When I learned that out years later, I was actually blown away that it was actually a miniature city,
Yeah.
right? Because it wasn't like Star Wars built for like a flying quick shot. No, it's actually stuff was going on in this city, man. It was
And
like,
That's awesome.
Oh.
it's also like you guys said as well that it doesn't the movie itself doesn't actually depend on the budget.
no.
Right.
It actually
Right.
depends on the content. I saw this great movie, and I swear by it, and you can ask Kerry about it, starring Steve McHattie, Pontypool.
Canadian film.
Pontypool, yeah.
Pontypool. I've
Pontypool
watched
is
that movie
great.
so
Great
many times.
Yep.
Mrs. French's cat is missing.
And so many times in one day.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, and I mean that just goes to show you, instead of just writing, like you guys said as well, about writing on a franchise name and stuff, and just making a movie to keep the franchise rights for a film,
Yeah.
just
Right.
actually depend on clever storytelling. A couple of
Right.
you don't need cheap thrills. Okay, I mean there are a lot of cheap thrills in Dead Alive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And a-
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you said, he's not taking it serious, and that's why it worked. I think
Right.
I think everything in that movie worked.
And also, I
Like
think
Just what with the nurse trying to eat and her head falling back, and he's just shoving the spoon down her windpipe and pulling the head back up.
yeah, and who
like
can forget the
amazing.
baby?
Yeah.
See, don't spoil too much now
Yeah,
for those that
yeah,
didn't see
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
guys.
I gotta
Oh,
see
yeah,
it,
not
so
too
please don't
much.
spoil.
That's another thing. Like I kind of went down a rat hole.
Singaya.
I went down a rat hole a few years ago trying to find out how many zombie babies actually made it onto screen, right? And there's not an awful lot of zombie babies.
I can think of two.
Oh.
Same.
Yeah, I can think of two.
Like
Oh, yeah.
How many did you come up with?
you know, I actually got to go to my YouTube because I made a video about it. I don't remember, but I think I found 5 of them, right? But I accepted the baby from the Dawn of the Dead remake,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I accepted that because we did see it, and then they
Yeah.
shot
Oh,
it,
yeah,
right?
definitely. That was
Yeah, but there weren't enough, and
disturbing.
yeah, there's these things too that I still feel that they're afraid to go to, right? And like one of the creepiest things in horror movie throughout the years are creepy ass kids, right?
Definitely.
Like that's a good thing. Everybody gets, for some reason, it's a universal thing as adults.
Do you
to see
remember the
True.
film
Right.
The Children?
Just look at
Yeah.
Damien Thorne,
Yeah.
Village of the Damned. The
Yeah.
list goes
Oh.
on.
yeah.
Sinister.
Right.
But it's
Right.
like, but also on the flip side of it, they're terrified to kill them on screen,
Right.
right? So,
Well,
like, that
okay.
happened-
Well, side note, is anyone here a cryptid fan? Like actual cryptid, like not even like come out like
I don't even know what you're talking about.
not creep
Me
pasta,
neither.
like
No,
Mothman. It's like stuff
I mean, I've
like
read that stuff. I've read
Yeah,
it.
like it's funny. Essentially, that's going back to that point, is that there's a podcast. It's called Last Podcast.
Last podcast on the left.
Thank you. Must be the mask. But
There you
yeah,
go.
essentially, that's what I usually go for, because it's just really interesting for stuff like that. Because there's actually a segment I was watching about, because I'm back from like 300 episodes, and I have to like go from the beginning to the end. And they are talking about that, to where like people, as far as like more far enough, like more in UK, where they had like really cultured, as far as like there is kids with black eyes, and then they just like walk on the streets, and then they change and form in like mid-light. And then they started actually talking about how that's actually in music and also in movies, where that uncomfortability for kids, because they're nurturing, they're less innocent per se, but also there's that level of creepiness to when they could switch that like last minute, and then you're like, no, you're not really cool. No.
No, you're kind of
Just like
creeping me
Will
the hell
did.
out.
Yeah,
Making the
essentially.
innocent into the villains.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
my kids.
right. Children of the Corn. Like it goes from very far beginning. Like these kids are cool. No, they're not. No, they're
How
not.
would,
Like,
how would you
but
take
first time
the
bitch, you know they're
Rosemary
wrong.
baby?
One second, guys. We still got 3 people to go on Dead Alive here, but Pepper already said something
Go for it.
before we get too off track.
It's all good. Dead in life.
Oh, you're cool, Mac.
I have
Your
not
name.
seen it.
You haven't seen it? I was
Watch it,
wondering.
buddy. You
Yeah.
will-
I have not seen it.
Is it on Shutter? I need to figure it out if it is.
Um,
Rewatch it.
Can't remember.
Let me see. I'll look it up.
It's all right.
Dude, there's so much classic movie. I haven't seen Reanimator.
Oh, my heart is hurting.
I know.
See,
Look,
I know.
hold on.
Blasphemous.
I'm not the only
Jeffrey,
one.
Jeffrey right here is crying. He's crying right now.
This podcast has now just turned into a watch party.
Oh man.
Like, we gotta fix that now.
Okay.
All right. New homework, guys. Everybody has to go watch Dead Alive and Reanimator, and then we're going to
Okay.
talk about it on another show.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. Jeff, you were talking a little bit about Dead Alive?
Oh yeah, no, love it. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
what I was gonna do here is what I was gonna say real quick is that Frighteners was originally supposed to be another Tales from the Crypt movie.
I heard
but
that.
It just they decided because of the story of Peter Jackson, they were just like, yeah, no, we gotta make this its own film, you know, and give it its own name. So
Right.
that just again, but it goes back to Dead Alive, you know. That's probably why he got that, and then from there, you know, boom, right? I like to say pivoted, you know, to Lord of the Rings. But,
And then
Excellent.
what have
hey,
you done?
I'll be right back here in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's break time for you. I get it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, it's all right. See you in a couple minutes then. So you all have your homework. All right.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Does that include Reanimator too?
All three of them. Okay. Hold on. I know there's like 6 Reanimator movies out there for real. The only ones you want to watch are the ones with Jeffrey Combs. Trust me.
Okay. So it's like the Saw type thing, so you don't only watch like anything past the third one. 'cause-
Well, no, I like they're unrelated. See, Lovecraft and all that stuff's like free use, you know, common whatever, all that stuff.
Okay.
So everybody's making Reanimator movies, you know.
Okay.
But the ones I suggest are Stuart Gordon's.
Okay. I'll check them out
Yes.
again.
Yeah, me too. More
Um,
movies. All right.
Yeah, you got some homework. All right.
Yeah, big time.
Homework for days over here.
So let's we were all over the place there for a minute. I'm trying to gather what everyone was. Oh, you guys are giving me a
Bring me
workout.
on. I just don't wanna go.
Dope.
I
Well,
love
well,
it.
see, because the problem is when I do stuff like this, I love it because if people watch my content, I never get to talk in my content that I make, right? So I would say, "What do you want to talk?" Yeah, really? What?
Of course.
Shut up! I just go.
I'm just gonna make you host a show sometime. I think
Yeah, that'd
Oh
be
man, that'll be
awesome.
awesome.
for real. I'll just sit here and do the tech. You can host it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That would kick ass.
I'd probably never let my guests talk.
Well, hey, I'm down for
That's
collabs,
awesome.
guys.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it. Why not?
Hell yeah, that would be awesome.
So I have a question.
Oh,
So since we were talking about the change of how we were talking about like more chocolate syrup being used for blood and stuff like that, and the adaptation as far as horror being how it was pushed to the side and not really like not promoted as far as mainstream, but now we're getting kind of like where it's just slashers and just like very, very overly prominent violence. Like, what do you guys think as far as next like 10 years, even though I'm kind of like looking too far ahead? What changed as far as the horror itself, as far as the genre, just the whole theme? What are you guys expecting as far as like change? Like, you expect there to be a different actual like subgenre of horror coming up very soon, like more like not even psychological? Like, what kind of changes do you guys really depicting like later on?
so what you're asking real quick is like, what's
Yes.
going to be the next evolution of horror in
Yes.
the next 10 years?
Correct.
Okay.
I
I'm
think personally
saying-
that you're going to see a lot more gore. That's what I think is coming.
Well, let's shoot on Mike real quick. Yeah, Mike, take that.
Go for it.
In my personal opinion, I can see. It feels like a lot more gore will be coming because I think that's what everybody wants now. Is more blood spray, more seeing body parts coming off, like the actual process of removing them
Right.
instead of
Right.
seeing the after effect or something. I think it's going to get a
Gotcha.
lot more uncensored.
I'm thinking that too, because I think
was
that's the
my-
problem right
yeah.
now is you can only censor so much, and literally,
Mhm.
like that's where I was having a problem with Facebook for a while because I was posting like album art and stuff like that, and they're pulling it, but in the same part, I'm scrolling my feed and I see that little gray dot of the eye. You press it, then you see something like disturbing. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
fake. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I feel like everybody's like getting desensitized per se, but no, I mean,
Mhm.
if you can separate reality from the other side, then you're good mentally.
Right.
I
Exactly.
think it's going to
Accurate.
go in a completely different direction.
I was
Right.
going to say, Brett and Carrie, take that a minute.
Right. That's where I could. It's another side thing too.
There's
Which,
a-
yes.
Let them take it a minute.
I'm sorry.
Woohoo!
That's how I love
Go for
you.
it.
I love you, buddy.
Oh.
There are actually limits on how far you can go. There's limits on what you can do to the human body. There are limits.
Mhm.
And I think we've exceeded a lot of them limits. I think what's actually going to happen now is that this development in fan fiction and particularly fan films on YouTube and other media is going to take over, and people will retell the stories that they love, the traditional horror, and they will give them new mythologies, new backgrounds, and they're going to build on canon. And I believe at some point that will be accepted into canon, and it's already started with Voorhees, Vengeance,
definitely,
Well,
and
what's
so
going
forth.
on, though? But
Makes
yeah, I'm with you 100% because I think with this is what the pandemic has done. Pandemic has decimated cinema, right? It's trying to claw back. I don't think cinema will ever claw back to the $180 million opening nights. I think
but
I
I
think
also
they're done. But
I think something predated that. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
The Miller and Cunningham, in the terms of Friday the 13th, and what their fan fiction started because of Miller and Cunningham's disagreement, and then other fan fictions followed suit. And I think it's really taking off. People are crowdfunding, and they're crowdfunding because they have control over the narrative. They have control over the role of I call him the Vero, the anti-hero, the villain who's the hero. And that has enabled a new path for horror.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because also, like, with cinema as we know it being dead, let's just say that, is that the streaming services are popping up left, right, and center. They need content, right? So I really believe that now is a good time to try and actually make content.
Yes, definitely.
They need
like
to
doing
fill
your
their-
script.
Well, that's what I'm trying, right? Like I'm trying to actually put my money where my mouth is and actually make a real shot at a real original content, because these streaming services need content. Because one of the things that pisses a subscriber off, which I get frustrated with all the packages I have, because if you really enjoy watching movies and you watch a lot of them, you can run through their catalogs pretty quickly of what you're interested in, right? And so they're going to need fresh blood. And it's interesting, though, the only thing that worries me about, especially with this fan fiction that's surfacing, is people still own the rights to these things. Right. So, like, I've run into this. I've had a lot of people ask me this about my Michael Myers cosplay that I do, right? I can never, and I accept the fact, like, I don't do Michael Myers cosplay to make money doing Michael Myers cosplay, because it will never happen. The second I start making a profit, I'm violating copyright laws, right? So, especially with this Friday the 13th thing that's going on, I'm surprised some of this fan fiction hasn't got shut down yet. But I think the only reason it hasn't been shut down is because, legally speaking, they don't know who owns the stuff. Right.
Well, Womp Stomp owns the what was it? Never Hike Alone. And what they do is they crowdfund it, and they have to justify every penny, and they are not allowed to make money on it. Hence it being free on YouTube. Whether they make money off the ads, I don't know, because that's a very grey area. Because the ads aren't technically the film.
Yeah, because also the fear is that when, like, I've had horrors, like I've had conversations with a lot of mask designers, right? Like, who are creating replicas of masks. Like, I just had a guy make me a replica of what the new Halloween Kills mask is going to look like. It's unbelievable. And I got a Jason Part 7 mask made for me, and he told me he's always getting cease and desist orders, right? Because it's a licensed product that he doesn't own the license to. Now, he doesn't call it Jason. He'll call it, like, some term that we all know. You see the mask. I don't
The
care.
killer in the hockey mask.
Like, or like, it's not as bad as like Chinese dollar store masks, like where they say killer in a hockey mask, right? Like, he'll like
hockey mask face.
Like, he named it something that it's a cool name. It's slipping my mind, but it's the second he calls it Friday 13th, and when you look at it, it's 100% Friday, and he's always getting because they sell the licenses for this stuff. I don't want to slam Trick or Treat Studio right now, because I'm actually a big fan of their products and I buy a lot of their stuff, though. But
well, no name drops. I mean,
but even they go out and they'll send cease and desist orders because they buy licenses and they want you to buy their stuff. And don't matter, something mass produced, no matter how good it looks, will never compare to a custom replica that a real artist makes.
True.
So, but that's the fear that I get when I still don't understand this fan fiction stuff. So they're not allowed to make money off of it, but they can crowdfund $3 million to make the movie. I'm just pulling a number out of
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
And long as you're saying on paper, they can show on paper all the money went into the film and they didn't make a profit.
They're not making a profit then.
Yeah.
Right.
But
that's the argument.
That's so
Age of creatives.
Yeah, it is. It's but I think once certain licenses get done, but then I guess my point is blown away because like someone made a really kick-ass Jason versus Michael Myers video.
Yeah,
right?
they did.
Yeah, and we all know like who owns the rights to Michael Myers, and they didn't swoop in. But I guess you do that, and obviously their goal must be like it's pretty fantastic shit they're making. Like I don't say shit as quality,
Right.
But the term, it's unbelievable what they're making.
Games
so
too.
Is it to get noticed so that then they can then be taken and make something original?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because
I think
if
so,
they can,
definitely.
They get the exposure. They get someone to actually pick up their ideas, their story ideas, and later on, maybe when they're a bit bigger in the game, they can go back and relook at
Because
some of those
Cody
movies.
Falk, who made Voorhees, is now making other more original stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's cut over to Max since he had to step out a minute. So the original question here was, what is the evolution of horror? Where are we heading in the next 10 years with the genre?
Wow, that's a good question.
Well, that was Lyrazone. Shout outs to Lyrazone one more time. Lyrazone.com. Check them out.
Thank you.
And it's what we were talking about earlier as far as shock value seems to be taking a hold more than anything else, and that's where I think horror is starting to kind of fall apart, is relying on the gore and the shock value of it. And there's no real story or rhyme or reason why somebody's doing what they're doing. They're just doing it.
No creep
Which in itself is a kind of a creepy idea. So I'm not bashing it, but I mean, it's so overblown. It's like the zombie thing. Hey, dude, I don't want to see another fucking zombie movie.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you.
Throw me a fucking werewolf any goddamn day, I'll be fine. But to be hitting on the same topic over and over and over again, I think it's redundant and overdone, overblown, and we need to move on. I love the idea that they're redoing The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Really, that's a good topic to have a conversation because I don't know how I feel about this.
I love the idea that they're redoing that, but I read the book, and
there's so many. There were so many.
The
Emily Rose.
Peter Blanche's novel at 35, I read that, and it scared the shit out of me. Like, it was unnerving what this guy's going. And I was raised Catholic. I've since kind of stepped away from all that, but
same way.
We believed in a lot of that stuff, and that was kind of shoved down our throats as far as what you should fear. And when it came on film, it was very shocking because we believe those things that can happen, and so do many different religions and sects.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
The director's cut version got me. Like,
we're coming down the stairs. The crap
yeah,
crawl. Seeing that for the
and
first
in the
time.
book, when you read that in the book and how Reagan is actually just doing that to play with the maid, and she's licking her heels and everything.
Yeah, just
like she's just fucking with her because that's fun for a demon, but it's terrifying for a human.
Yeah, right.
And that was and that's what I think Sam Raimi kind of grabbed and like Drag Me to Hell and some of the earlier Evil Dead films was demons just do stuff because it's fun for them.
Right.
But to you, it's like souls tearingly fucking miserable.
I think, well, first off, I want to say whoever figures out what the next big thing the shift in horror is going to be. If you can figure that out now, you're going to be very successful, right? Because it's
Right.
if you can figure out where the shift is going to go. But
True.
I hope the shift goes almost full circle. Let's get back to the psychological, the stuff
Yes.
that makes you think when you're done watching the movie and you go to your car, or like it could really happen. That's the
Right.
problem with over the
Yeah.
top gore horror. That's not gonna happen.
No.
The odds of you and your friends being hacked up in the woods while camping is
Right.
it's like with a
Or
gang of
it's like what
cannibalistic
Peter
inbred people, right?
Cushing,
And people
Cushing
going
and
back
Vincent
year after
Price
year
was what
knowing.
you don't see.
Exactly, right. Which is
Right.
whether this could segue into one of the questions here, but I know everybody didn't write in, is when we talk about found footage, is that I go back to the Blair Witch,
Blair Witch.
which whatever you whether you liked it or hated it, I was a fan of it, but because nothing happened, right?
Right.
So I was a fan because you're always on the edge of your seat for something to happen that never comes. But to me, it had me. But that's a whole different conversation because of the marketing that they put into that thing to
Right.
pass it
Yeah.
off as being real,
was
which
awesome.
was,
To me, it
which
was
was
a
brilliant.
To me, it was
The
a
marketing.
Was.
disappointment as far as you're selling me a thing, and that thing never happened.
Yeah.
Like at least with Paranormal Activity, I was able to sell this chick I was dating at the time. I was like, no, this is real found footage that the family gave to the studio to warn other people that this could happen. We were going out of there. She was terrified. That was the best part.
Awesome.
Oh, well,
But
let's
it's like,
say we still got to cut over to Pepper. Your thoughts, evolutions of horror, where we're heading. Where would you like to see it go?
You know, I can't really say like media wise what's going to happen because I do agree. I think cinema releases are not going to be what they are. I think streaming is going to take over. But I'm super interested to see what pandemic and quarantine has done to creatives and understanding like there is now a shared global fear that we've all simultaneously experienced. It's like a global trauma that
Oh,
we've
wow.
all had. So
Right.
I'm really curious, and I do think that there is going to be a trend to more cerebral horror because for some people, they just spent a year and a half alone with their thoughts, and that's a real fear that we can all, whatever those thoughts may be, that's something we can all sort of relate to. So I'm really curious to see where that goes. I'm curious to see where the disease and, you know, any sort of, I don't think there'll be
Right.
a zombie movies anymore, but I think there will be disease movies. I think you will see sort of that more existential fear. And I think those themes are going to be super present in whatever form. Again, maybe YouTube videos, it may be really niche streaming services, but I think those are going to be the themes that people are going to want to see just because, again, there's sort of shared trauma that we've all just had. So that's where
Right.
I think that's what you'll see people focusing on.
I think I think you're onto something there. I think, and maybe I'm misinterpreting some of the things you're saying here, is that like, are you predicting like a swing into trend of everyone's going to start making pandemic based storylines?
Most likely.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily pandemic based storylines. I think more sort of those, but what that brought out in people, like fear of isolation, fear of your neighbor, you know, fear of the other, fear of disease, fear of death, fear of decay. I think in a more cerebral way rather than in, you know, slashers, like, you know, you're not going to have like the serial, you know, it's not the 70s where the serial killer is king. You now have where mental health issues were a huge thing, where you are scared of the person walking down the street next to you because you don't know what they carry or what they're doing or what they're thinking. I think those themes are really going to shine through because, again, this is what we've all sort of really lived. And whereas beforehand, I would think that, you know, sort of that mental game doesn't really connect with people. Now there is that open door entry to how can you make somebody who's never struggled with mental health afraid of mental health. Well, we just had a pandemic where people were alone with their thoughts. Like it's a gateway to it. I think you've kind of opened a door.
I don't think that's going to be one of the ways because people took very badly. One of our favorite films is Split.
Yep.
And there was outrage from the mental health community over Split. Yep. And I think that would be something people would avoid to happen again as it did.
I think
I do sort of mean it more in a general sense. I don't sort of mean, whereas like Split very
Obvious,
explicitly,
very
very
obvious.
explicitly is referring to a specific disease, which like I don't agree with that argument, but I do understand it. I think this is more in sort of the generalized kind of way of just like there is this struggle, this internal struggle, this, where it's you. It's,
Do you think it
the
would go
self.
back to a more artistic way then?
I personally, and I don't know if it's a bias because it's what I'd like to see, but I think especially just with creatives these days having the limitations that they had put on them, I think a lot of people are thinking, how can we do more with less? Even if you have the budget, like, because now you see it's not necessarily a matter of money. It is just you may be stuck in a room with a blanket and a this, and what can you do with it? So I think you're going to have more people who want to play in that space.
Wow.
I think a very good older film that addressed that was the original The Haunting, which is, I think, in my mind, that's one of the scariest films ever made. And as you said about Blair Witch, nothing really happens. It's all in her mind.
Yep.
And it was a very good, brave film.
My next one is Babadook. That's my favorite one too. It's like not really in your face horror, but it's more suspense. Like what's gonna happen, you can't really tell. I like the ones.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet.
It's good.
Trust me, when you watch it, you've seen lots of memes. But the kids,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
It was something else.
Make memes out of everything.
Well, let's cut to Jeff real quick. Welcome back, Jeff. The question at hand right now: where do you think horror is going in the next 10 years? What's the evolutionary steps we're taking?
824. No, just kidding. No, I said 824. Nah, man. No. Shoot, that's a good question. Like Pepper, like really, that was pretty good.
I want to give applause to Pepper too. That was a beautiful.
Nailed it.
I may not say, I try not to say much, but when I do, I try to make it count.
Hey, that's all that matters.
That was awesome.
Measure twice, cut once.
Shit, I've been doing it wrong.
Man, I'm trying to my take on it, where things are headed. I don't know. I think they're going to continue just riding this remake thing, just looking at the calendar of movies and everything.
Unfortunately, you're right there.
It's unfortunate, but it's been going on for a while, and I can still see why. I mean, they grab things out of trash cans, that I enjoy, not the common, but other than that, but weren't we talking about movies, like new movies that we enjoyed, or
we haven't hit there yet.
Yeah,
we're all over the place, brother.
We're everywhere.
You're fine.
But I want to say something though about your remake thing, because that's absolutely right. And okay, I'm a fan of trauma entertainment, right? I'm a fan of the old trauma movies. I grew up on the trauma movies. I love them.
Me too.
How the hell did the Toxic Avenger nail a big budget remake?
Because he's awesome. Don't argue that.
No, but I don't think he has
what's
much
happened is fortunately, fans like us, somehow made it, man, to those positions, and look at Favreau. You look at Favreau, with The Mandalorian,
Well, don't forget, guys. They did have the cartoon series back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
Moby had Toxic Avenger in his We Are Made to Star videos.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. He's always been there, but it's about time that he's getting the recognition.
But is he getting the recognition only because we are on Hollywood's on a remake because they're out of ideas and they're just going out and trying to find stuff? Because
good point.
I think remakes are safe. I think
that's what it is. It's money. That's all it comes down to.
That's what it is.
Films, Toxie's the top list. So,
but in I every time on your show, I reference the Crystal Lake Chronicles documentary. If anyone haven't watched it,
that was cool.
I've been meaning to.
But
I've heard good things.
The producer of Friday the 13th, I don't remember his name, but he was honest. He was like, we got to a point we didn't care what we were making because we knew opening weekend we're going to make our budget back right then.
Right.
That's scary.
Right? Because it's Friday the 13th. Everybody's going to storm in.
They're going to jump on it.
And they didn't care if you hated it. right? Because then you
Yeah.
would wait. Then they're making another one. Then you go back because you love the franchise or you're hoping it goes.
Yep.
But I have a question here. Can I throw just?
Oh,
everyone-
sure.
Go for it.
Hold on a minute. Did we covered everyone, right? We're good now?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Beautiful. Let's go.
All
Okay.
caught up.
Here's a good question because this is coming from a fan of a Halloween franchise. Do you guys think we need to keep it going to the big franchises to continue the storylines, or would you rather original stories coming out?
Original
Original.
stories.
Yeah.
Original.
Wow.
Who wants to
Original,
start
sure,
this?
yeah.
Who wants to start this?
Because we can always go back to
Oh,
the
hold on.
classics. We
All
got
right.
it on DVD.
Exactly.
That's right.
Brett and
Blu-ray,
Carey.
Blu-ray,
Brett and
or
Carey.
whatever. You know, I stream on the
No,
stream.
you go.
Yeah, I don't have.
Look, I
own
mean,
two
the
DVDs.
original,
Go ahead.
original franchises and stuff, it's all very great and wonderful. It gives you a sense of nostalgia. It's what I watched as a kid. I watched Evil Dead with my dad and stuff. I would love to see a new one, but it's actually very refreshing to see new ideas and concepts coming out. I saw a
Right.
poster the other day for what's the guy that made Get Out? The new
Jordan
movie.
Peele.
No,
Yeah.
Jordan
Yeah.
Peele's new one. No,
Jordan Peele,
Actually,
sorry, brain
yeah.
fart. And I mean, you look at that Get Out. You look at movies like
Us. I'm a big fan of Us. I think Us was.
Us was good. Oh yes.
as
Oh,
well.
okay.
I mean, they're new. They're doing great.
And I hope that's the swing horror moves to. And I hope he
Right.
has good because when I first heard Jordan Peele's making a horror movie, I was like, what? And I'm not a big fan of Get Out. For the record, I'm not a big fan of it. It was a decent movie, but it didn't really like blow my mind. Right? I actually didn't think it was that original, but Us
It's Stepford Wives.
raised the bar.
That ending
Us.
though. Oh man.
Right? And like it's the psychological thing that
Right.
and so when I heard he's making this movie, I was like, oh, what really? And you know, this trend swung where comedians start making horror. Chris Rock with Spiral.
Oh yeah.
John, what's his name
Yeah.
for Quiet Place, right? And
Yeah.
it kind of pissed me off because I was like, dude, you guys have your genres, man. You're established in your genre,
Yeah.
right? Don't come into my genre. I'm trying to get into my genre, right?
Right.
But
I
I
have
was,
a different.
but I was blown away by.
I have a different take on your question.
Yep.
And you asked about Halloween and people keep going to see it. I think people go back because they want to build on a story.
Yep.
All the time there is an audience, the films will be made. All the time there's a potential audience, the films will be made. But I think what they do is they go back. Now, the problem with films like Halloween, which definitely isn't as popular as Friday the 13th this side of the pond, but the problem with Halloween is it's taken so many directions. What you
Right.
land up with is kind of conflict of, you said about Rob Zombie earlier, which a true Halloween, which a true canon, which way did the story go? Is Laurie Michaels' sister? Is she not? Little things like that. There's not so much continuity, but the fans sort of thrive on that and they build on these new ideas.
Yeah.
And they come up with these new directions so that they've got something to debate over and then wait for the next episode to come out to see if there's any more answers.
Right.
I think if you talk about any franchise, anything that has, especially of the big three, Friday 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't find any of them have a fluent continuity to them. Halloween's is probably the most jumbled. I'll be the first one to admit, jumbled to it. But Halloween became, we all know for the record, Halloween, John Carpenter's vision of Halloween is not what it is today. He's starting to come back into the mold right now, right? Like he's participating, at least in name, in the stuff now, right? And for the record, everybody knows I'm a massive Halloween fan. For the record, I despise. I was devastated when they broke the sister angle. Myself,
Oh yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I think it should. I was a fan of that storyline, and I think it still could have worked in this day.
Yep.
I will also be the first one to say Halloween 2018 was nothing more than a fanboy movie. Like that's what it was, in my opinion. Right? Is like you grew
Oh,
up.
God.
There was so
Oh, my
many
God.
subtle stuff to it, but it was they made this test to waters to see can we still get a little hype around this, and then all of a sudden, so now we get the next one. Personally speaking, I will see them and I enjoy watching them, but I would have been happy if Halloween would have stopped at 2.
Me
And,
too.
and then
I agree with that.
A
but
new
I agree with
story.
John
So the modern
Carpenter's
films are sort of-
original vision.
All right, hold on a minute. Mac, go.
So John Carpenter's original vision was to have different series
It was
of
analog,
Halloween.
yeah.
And
Anthologies.
I love Season of the Witch.
Yep.
Say what you want to me. Go ahead.
No, I don't think you'll
But
get any arguments here.
Season
I think
of
it was
the
just
Witch
wrongly named.
was a
I think we
great
all like it.
Sci-fi
I think it's
horror
super
film.
good.
Its downfall, the only downfall, was it being tied to the Halloween.
It was the name,
franchise.
and that was that was
It's
the
a
name.
great
If they would have called
standalone movie.
if they would have just
the-
called it Season of the Witch,
Yeah.
it would have
Yeah,
been
probably
viewed
would, yeah.
completely
Probably
in
would
history.
mega hit.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Because
Right?
I mean, I
Because
love the there was an 80s movie called Nightmares.
Yep.
And there it with Emilio Estevez where he got sucked into
Yeah, I
a
remember
video
that.
game.
Yeah,
Dude, it was fucking tight. The whole movie
Yeah,
was
it
tight.
was. It was good.
Yeah.
but I'm like
So-
just I just think
Right.
myself. I just think we need to stop going to the well, right?
I
Because
agree.
you don't. But they all want the name,
Mm,
right?
they do.
They
That's what
want
it
the name
is.
because you're gonna get the seats. You're going to,
I
and
mean,
of course, it's more when a franchise becomes legendary. It's more of a brand
Yeah.
than anything. They
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
the conventions. They
With
need
Star Wars.
Exactly.
new content, right?
The
I'm gonna
bankroll.
I'm gonna give a quick thought. I'm cool with them doing what Carpenter did with the last one. As long as they continue on that route, I'm fine. I feel that. Like I really felt nostalgic watching it. Like I
Yeah.
did.
And that's the point of when that's what they were going for, and it worked, right? From comparing it to other movies in the franchise, it's one of the weaker ones. Myself,
I
right?
don't think so.
Right? Like the
Mm.
2018, like
I
I would.
got into an argument with guys in my own circle over the HalloweenVerse. Like this is a fierce argument.
No, this is
Oh,
like I
God.
really think it's it's not the worst, right? I'd probably put it at number
No,
3.
universally it's definitely a resurrection.
Right.
But it's like
Oh.
we need to
Like
stop because they're so afraid to how many slasher movies are made every year? A ton of them, right? And a lot of them don't get the promotion. They don't get out. Every once in a while, you'll stumble off some weird, obscure slasher name in a streaming service somewhere. And you're like, man, this is pretty good. Because you can tell they're all the same story, right?
Mhm.
A slasher movie is a slasher movie. They're the same
Yep.
story.
That's it.
But you
what
need to
killed me-
put
That's
Halloween
what
in the
killed me
title.
about Scream. Like it was
Oh,
just your
don't get me
basic
going.
80s slasher film 10 years too late. To me,
Yeah.
like it didn't connect with me because I'd seen it all before. You're
Yeah.
just ripping everything off that I grew up with and you're making a mockery of it. I don't want to be Lon Chaney Jr. in this situation and saying, you're making a mockery of what I took so seriously.
Right.
But at the same time, you are.
Well, who haven't we heard from yet on this?
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Who else got thoughts on it?
I think
I think it's
Madhouse
time for-
2004 was an excellent slasher.
Which one,
And
sorry?
Madhouse, it was made in 2004.
okay, yep.
Lance, it was superb. And I never understood why it didn't take off.
Yeah, Ben
To
London.
this day, I just can't get my head around. It had the ghost element, it was creepy, it had the creepy kid, it had the mystery, it had the slasher, and it
Lance
just didn't
Henriksen.
take off.
Yeah.
And I just can't understand that. And then why do other films that don't have that kind of sort of gothic narrative about them?
Money and backing. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
marketing.
Business.
It's
It's
marketing.
all
All
marketing.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is like these people like you can't like these studios like they'll just stamp stuff because it's so and so is willing to be in this. Like you hit a point where any one of us here could write a script, and if we could say so and so is going to do this movie, and they're like the hot person of the time, it's going to get greenlit by any studio on the planet,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And
Sure.
but it's not based on the story. Like this is it. Like the problem with it is you watch these things now that are being made from. I'm 100% talking mainstream cinema. Like, why? Why? Like,
And
It's
And
it's
so if you got
There was something I
if you
wanted to
got
bring up.
Kane Hodder to sign on to your film, nobody's
Right.
going to read the script. All they
Yeah.
need to know is Kane Hodder is attached.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
right.
Sold.
And no, what I was gonna say is like, you know, you bring up a good point, you know, with the, you know, the name and all that. I forgot where I was going. I'm so high right now.
Sorry, man.
Oh man. So anyways, where
Name
were we?
recognition.
Yeah, name recognition. Anyways, go on. Sorry. That was good talk. That was good talk.
Felt like we connected.
Yeah, we did. But yeah.
But like
Oh,
I was
man.
watching Redwood Massacre Annihilation the other night.
Oh,
Right. And Danielle Harris is in it, right? And say what you want to say about Danielle Harris, right? It's like I'm watching this, I'm like, she quite hasn't figured out that she's not a star, right? Because that's the way she carries. Like it was made because she attached to it, right? If you haven't watched it, it's not a very good movie. It's a sequel to the first one. Wasn't too bad, right? It was a slasher flick, and I'm just watching this, and you know, and of course, because I'm sitting here writing a script, trying to make my movie, and I'm watching this going like, I can make a movie this bad, so why can't I get
Notice though? Know what I noticed with her too in these movies? But think about it.
Movie this bad.
Oh my god.
Think about it though, like with Hatchet, right?
Yep.
That
Yeah.
series, Halloween Even,
Yep.
like shit comes in after the fact, after
Yep.
the popularity.
Yeah.
You know, it's always like the sequel,
Sequel
or
queen.
like yeah, and it's like I noticed that, you know.
The thing about Dana
comes
Harris
in
is
after
that
the fact.
she if you know the history of her, Halloween franchise really screwed her over,
Yeah.
right? Because
Oh yeah.
she was supposed to return for Halloween 6,
Mhm.
Six.
but because of her age and union working rights, right, they recasted her, and she
Yeah.
went and got emancipated and everything to be able to make her own legal decisions. they told her like, if you go do this, we'll put you in it, and they screwed her over. But I do think the mistake that Halloween franchise made was not following through with the final shot of Halloween 4 of little Jamie with the knife in the clown costume, just killed her aunt or cousin, whatever.
Great.
Because that was the opportunity, I think, to reinvent the franchise,
Yeah.
keep the name, keep the concept, like
Where you're going?
it, and she could have transitioned into the new Michael
Mhm.
Myers,
Yep.
and that was the original plan. But studios get involved and like, no, we need to bring back Michael Myers. We need to,
Nope.
And we gotta get Paul Rudd involved.
yeah,
At the end of 4, I would have
All right.
loved if 5 started with Jamie at the top of the stairs and just her trucking down the stairs and planting that fucking knife right in Loomis.
that would have been,
Ooh.
that would have been
It's just
amazing.
right there at the beginning, boom.
That would have
he's
been
done.
amazing
You know,
right there.
Pass
shit
on the
just
torch.
Would have
got
changed
real.
everything, right? And I saw a tweet today from Kay, who runs the Salem Horror Film Festival, right? And she tweeted out with, "I'm still waiting for an iconic female slasher,"
That's a good
Right?
fucking point.
because
Yeah.
Well,
we don't
American
really.
Mary was badass.
no.
But not as a
Angela, yo.
franchise.
Angela,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's none that's carrying the franchise. There's
It's
nothing
true.
that everyone
True.
rallies
Yeah.
behind, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
Well, what? Okay, so
but then again, all the franchises have the final girls who seem to kick the guy's ass in the end anyway.
Except for
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2.
what's that? Sorry.
Except Grateful Dead
Except for the
too.
Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Ash,
Yeah.
which is the beauty of it.
Well, that's the thing, too. Then you catch with lightning in a bottle with the Evil Dead, which I would stand as probably one of the greatest horror films ever made. The first
Well-
Evil Dead.
Great.
are we still
right?
talking about Halloween? I'm just curious. Like, I'm
No,
kind of
I
lost.
go all over the place. I don't even know where I'm talking about.
Well, what was the original question? That's what I want to get to. I want to, because I have people in the audience.
Who's wearing pants?
Are we confusing them as well?
There's a couple people.
Craig's like, don't invite Craig back.
Craig, you're doing beautiful. You're all wonderful. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, like this is one of the best shows I've done in a while.
I think they're putting together a Rob Zombie fan club on YouTube.
Right.
I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that.
There's definitely the
Hey
love
guys,
of
I
Rob
remember my
Zombie
idea.
coming
I
through.
remember my idea.
There you go.
From earlier.
Okay.
Rob Zombie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good transition. Pepper, do you have any thoughts on the Halloween franchise and where it's heading?
I'm going to be very brief. No, I don't. Halloween is not a movie franchise that I have any connection to. It may be an age thing. I have no nostalgia of these movies. I was when I was in my movie discovery period, they were already just cheesy remake after cheesy remake. So it was just sort of this is not a movie I have a connection to. I don't have any thoughts.
Okay, just checking. I want to make sure. Mike, did you have any thoughts on this?
I think they're just gonna run this remake crap right off the rails with Halloween and just like sink the franchise.
I feel
That's
like that. Yeah.
They have an opportunity to save it. Like I said
Yeah,
this
exactly.
when we were talking the other day on the show, that the way to save this franchise is let's finish this trilogy, but we need to patch the torch.
Yep.
Right. We
Yeah,
need
exactly.
to move past Michael Myers and either have Allison transition into it, because we all know that the most talked about scene in Halloween 2018 was the final shot of her in the back of the pickup truck still holding the knife,
The knife.
Right.
because that started all the chatter, because that is what they tried to do in Halloween 4 was Jamie and the knife and transitioning. So I think they need to go. That's what I want to see from the franchise. Let's move past this. Let's kill them all off. Let's leave the one person and then
Start a new.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first, right there.
How about like bring back the thorn symbol and like have them pass it on? Remember that?
Yeah. Like it's like
I knew that would get you.
when you get a big franchise, it's like going back to the studios just want to make money. You don't
Right.
care. They don't care about the story.
Remake
I
hell.
don't think that's,
It's like, well,
I
we're
don't
gonna-
think that's going to happen because the horror villain is, generally speaking, even if you go back into
draw card.
literature, is a man.
Yep.
And that is to do with the dynamics of what horror is about. The horror villain is generally a man.
We can shift that. All it takes is somebody to have, and the only way it's going to shift if it's a big budget, big marketing, big push is someone has deep pockets and makes a really good horror movie with an iconic female slasher. Then
It really didn't take off with Scream 2 and 4. It really didn't.
But you're also talking like Scream. The whole point of Scream is that they built up that it doesn't matter who's behind the mask. We don't care who's behind the mask because it's Ghostface, and Ghostface isn't the same iconic person. It's just a symbol that people slip into for the different movies, right? So we don't even know what Scream 5 is going to be. Like it could be like whoever's going to go in that. But I think somebody needs, like, if you got the balls and the backing to force a shift, then the shift is made, right? Because I that's how I would like to see. I would like to see it go to female slashers, to iconic female.
Yeah, but let's be
slashers.
fair, man. At the end, in the final scene, in the final fight, when it's a female slasher versus the final guy, how
It
good are you
doesn't
gonna be
work,
with him
does
just
it?
fucking
It
cross-facing
absolutely
her, man?
doesn't work.
Yeah, like what's he gonna grab her by the shirt and pow? Like that ain't gonna go over well.
Maybe Michelle Myers. There you go.
Well, let's cut off.
Voted on our behalf.
Let's cut on real quick. There's a poll in the audience now that I just started. Are you a fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween?
No.
Yes or no? Get it started. We're going there next, guys. Let's talk about some Rob Zombie.
Greg, you
Yeah,
fifth
gear.
I
Are
should
you
probably
gonna
go
put another
last.
unicorn in a slasher.
No, I don't know. You
I
guys,
should probably go last on this topic because I don't let anyone else speak.
well, I'm gonna give my honest thoughts for a moment. Like, I thought the first one was an interesting idea. Okay, I wanted to like it. Part of me does, but the rest of me hates whatever the hell happened after that.
No, that's a good point. Like it is like I saw it opening night, 100%, and I 100% was excited with the marketing around it. I was coming off. I'm a big House of a Thousand Corpse fan, which is funny. Like I publicly criticize Rob Zombie all the time, but I do think House of a Thousand Corpse was a masterpiece in my mind. I just thought it was brilliant. Everything else he does, not so much. So I was excited for it, but it's okay. Let's be honest here. He was handed. I'm going to defend him for 1 second.
Do it.
an impossible mountain to climb. Impossible. You're going to take a character where you're going to try and reboot an iconic franchises. How many times has that been successful in franchises in a whole? Like it's
Perspective.
right?
Mm.
Like so
Yeah.
he was handed an impossible task, but I think his vision. If that movie was just called it's a slasher film. That could have been named anything else. He just could have changed names of characters, and I would probably view that differently today than how I view it.
Fair
I
point.
see ya.
Because we don't want if you if you believe in your franchise, like really believe in it, you don't want the backstory. Like that's what ruined it. I think I was a fan of how brutal he made Michael Myers, but everyone it's the backstory, it's just the white trash upbringing that he
That's
the
what
hillbilly
killed
that he
me.
introduced into it, right? Because that's his thing,
Mhm.
right? That's
Yeah.
there's jokes about that with the Munsters. Are you going to make them make them white trash
Hillbilly, Munster
hillbillies,
family.
right? But
it
it
would
just
be the same if Quentin Tarantino did something. You know what the outcome's going to be.
well, you know what?
Yep.
Like there was rumors circling for so long that Tarantino actually wanted to do a Friday the 13th.
I heard that. I heard
Yeah,
that.
and
That'd be awesome.
and the
There are
licensing
rumors
issues
now
kind
that
of.
Stephen King wants it.
LeBron James. No, he's an investor.
I've heard LeBron James is trying to buy it.
He's
Yep.
seriously, he's a
Really?
big horror fan. Yeah, he's
Yep.
a huge horror fan, and he's like
LeBron
he's trying to
James.
throw money down. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Yep.
I read that
Okay.
too. Yeah, but they don't know who to buy it from. That's the problem, right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
Because
but
there's a
no,
cat
it's just
fight.
like he just took something that he changed the mythology too much into it, and then of course like let's not even talk about a white fucking horse in part 2. Like what? the
No,
fuck
that
was
never
it?
happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like what the fuck are you doing, right? And of course, it's too much. Like
I
you
said
had
this
no.
now,
Like I think he was trying to get you to be sympathetic towards Michael Myers,
yeah.
and it just didn't work. Like the
He
actor,
tried to humanize him, and we
yeah,
don't want
and
to
it
humanize
didn't work though.
him.
Like I found the actors who played the young Michael Myers, I found irritating as fuck, right? Like I just
Yeah, it's like
didn't.
the Anakin.
Yeah, I just didn't like his personality, and it wasn't even. Like his building a backstory of Michael Myers, it wasn't even, right? Because he was talking for so long, and then he would then all of a sudden he snapped, right? Which okay, I can kind of follow you here, but then he's back to being like innocent and wide-eyed in the asylum, being interviewed by Dr. Loomis. It's like, and then all of a sudden he snaps again. It's like it was just too uneven. It's just you don't want the story of the boogeyman. We don't want to know. Now,
Well,
we sold on the fact we're myself and fans like me are like even John Carpenter hated it. Is like he's just pure evil. Just accept it.
Yeah.
That's the story of this guy.
Right.
Just accept it.
That was the thing. So when I got involved in the role-playing community back in March, I saw the HalloweenVerse, and they did this pre-story on Michael Myers and his sister and the relationship before everything dissolved, and he wound up killing her. And I thought it was a brilliant rendition of what may have happened during the time, and just how there was this very loving sibling relationship that all of a sudden, with the purchase of a mask for no rhyme, no reason, it just kicked it in, and he shut down, and he isolated himself, and before you knew it, the tragedy struck. And I thought it was a brilliant idea, and I can't believe nobody really goes back to explore those without tarnishing the stories that were made.
I saw a comment pop up here in the chat. So and they raised a good point. This person said, Rob Zombie. I don't know who said it, but he was a filmmaker who's a fan of the franchise. Now in charge of rebooting the franchise, and I think that's a very dangerous thing, right? Like
Oh, big time.
I love the franchise. I love it. And if I was an established filmmaker, I would probably pass on remaking Halloween. Definitely remaking Halloween. I said no, but no one's showing up with a dump truck.
Right. I think you're in good company. You're fine.
Just $30 million, right? No, but when you're such a fan of something, you could be too close to it, and then you try to make it your own. And like I said, I believe he was handed an impossible task, and his filmmaking storytelling style was not for this, right? Because like he made him brutal. Brutal was fun. It was kind of some cool kills in it, right? But Michael Myers really originally wasn't that brutal. He was just an efficient killing machine. Right? Like it is.
Right.
It's like
Just
somebody
involved
said
with
once.
killing.
Somebody said once in one of these shows I was doing. I never thought it for, but they compared it to Michael Myers is basically the Terminator. Like they're the same personalities. They're emotional. They're efficient. They have one purpose in life, and that's to kill. Right? And it was like, yeah, that makes all the sense of the world to me. But it is when you have. We don't always. People run this world that you need to explain everything in the story, right? You don't. Like if you just accept it that, boom, he just magic. All of a sudden, what the fuck? This little kid just fucking chopped up his sister, right?
I was just fucking people up.
And then you buy it. Everything else that happens, you buy. Right? It's just that's my. He's just too. Oh, yeah, I don't know. His storytelling just. He likes the hillbilly. Like we got to go back to that because that's the biggest complaint.
That's a big point, though. Like his whole film style is like grind style, and I forgot to my camera back on. I've been trying to like keep the lag down by flicking it off here and there. But yeah, like his whole style was just that, and I think you make a good point with Michael Myers being more brutal in that one. I mean, I enjoyed that part, but I don't know.
I would have liked to have seen more of the psychological background, I think.
I'll take it. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
So a completely different approach. I like the psychological background, but I would have liked to have seen something more with interviews, something more with an understanding between the age of his admittance and later on, so that there isn't that kind of haphazard leap. I didn't mind the first remake. The second remake, I don't know. Forget that.
Not a fan.
No, but you raise a good point there, though, is that I think there's a story to be told of his time
in the
institution.
With Loomis.
Right? Yeah, because let's be honest here. Like, this is the thing that got me about 2018, right?
Right.
Okay, so they got rid of Halloween 2, right? So Halloween 1 still exists. This guy is a nonstop, pure evil killing machine. What caused him to go dormant for 40 years? Right? Like, you see him in the same, like, Michael Myers is just going to stand there and people are going to just be like they are in the silence and kind of pick on him or give him a shoulder. But no, that's not going to happen. Right?
Better yet, how did they fucking recatch him? Because after Halloween 1, Loomis shoots him. He goes over the edge of the fucking house.
They explained that away. They explained that in 2018. That
do they?
That he wasn't dead, and the cop in Halloween 2018 who, what was his name? The actor, Kip something. Anyways, he explained that when he was ready to run over Michael Myers, right? He was like, I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice, right? I make sure to kill this guy because there's a line in it where he supposedly stops Dr. Loomis from finishing, because you got to think all the other cops wouldn't understand what Dr. Loomis does, which is all of what Halloween 1 is about. Right. But that's how they caught him. But it's interesting to like, why is he dormant? Like, what is it? Because now
what
in the new
happened
movie,
in that time?
yeah, right. There's stories to be told.
Because when he's standing in the courtyard, the other patients have a very strong reaction to that mask. They know something, so something's happened, and it'd be nice to fill in the gap.
They know who he is, so yeah. I mean, once the mask got brought out, I'm sure.
Yeah, but the way it was shot, it was like.
Hospital.
But the way it was shot and filmed is like, you're right. Like, they had the reaction that
not
the
him.
Reporters were hoping to get from him.
Yeah.
Right. But it was like the thing, and I did say this is before, is that I believe they're gonna reintroduce a supernatural element in the story. Like if you watch the trailers, the throwaway line is that Michael was flesh and blood. No man would have survived that fire. The more he kills, the more he transcends. Because let's be honest, dude, the guy's 67, right? Right?
Yeah.
I'm
Geriatric
48,
Myers.
and I can barely tie my shoes up some mornings, right?
Got that old man strength.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So going like Ric Flair.
I throw my back out
Yeah.
my
But
Wait.
that's the stories maybe they should be exploring rather than trying to reboot a franchise, right? We might be more
see, that's what
forgiving.
Hollywood doesn't think about. Like, look at Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Really?
Yep.
Really?
I agree.
Really? This is happening.
That's all you need to say is really. Well, I think it's a good point though. With Ric Flair should be cast as the next Michael Myers.
Yeah.
The ball flat in his face. Boom.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing is his fall in the face thing Ric Flair did in the ring, right? I was watching an interview.
I
Stone
love
Cold, him and Stone Cold. Austin has that a podcast he does, and
Yep.
they were going through some of his
Stone
classic
Cold
matches.
Sessions.
Yeah, and he
Yep.
kept showing the clip of him falling, and they would just couldn't stop laughing, right? He goes, "You were so awesome at that." It's so dramatic.
You guys got to watch that ESPN 30 for 30 on him. It's really good on Ric Flair, and it's, you know, like he really got into the character. I'll just say that. So watch it though. You know, if you
There's so
can.
many great
That's
comments
right.
in the YouTube channel. Like I'm just.
I'm trying to catch up with these, man. They're going nuts over there.
Yeah, someone said like the McDowell being a hippie Loomis.
Oh,
Yeah, that was.
I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that.
You bought it. You dug him. You dug him as
Yeah,
Loomis.
Melissa.
Let's-
Shane McDowell is a hippy dippy therapist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give some props to the
More
chat
than
for a
that.
minute, guys.
No matter what could have been.
Hey guys, I got to bounce
interesting.
real quick, but I'll see you guys later. I got to bounce.
Oh, you're heading out?
Yeah. But yeah, hit me up again here. Love to come
Oh,
back.
Jeff, man, it's
So,
great.
Yeah,
Great
man.
doing it
Great
tonight,
talking to
man.
you guys, man.
Meet
Have a
you.
good one, man. Nice
I want
meeting
to do
you.
this again.
All right, man.
I was gonna
Later.
say,
Bye-bye.
any final
Later.
words?
Oh no, yeah, tune in to Terror Talk, man. Yeah, it's a great podcast. Good time.
Perfect.
You know, spooky stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Psychology. No. Kathy and Sharon, yeah, great. You know, check it out though. Terror Talk.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for stopping
All right.
in, man. I'll catch
Yeah,
you.
We'll see you guys soon. All right.
Later.
Yeah.
Oh, well, geez, yeah. Let's shout out the chat real quick. What do they got going on? You guys see something? Shout it out, man. Lyrizone, how you holding up, brother? I know you had to head out soon.
I'm good, dude.
You're
I'm
good?
Just chilling out. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Making sure. Any final thoughts on this Halloween Rob Zombie stuff, so we can just move on?
Rob Zombie sucks.
Okay.
Yeah. He's on
Yeah.
That ends that.
Oh,
The worst part is that he somehow he will get my money to see the Munsters, because I also believe
Yeah,
I'm
same
a
here.
firm believer in this is that if I'm actually going
No.
to publicly rant and criticize something, I at
You gotta
least
watch
had
it.
to have seen it.
Right.
Right? I have no right to
I get it.
to complain about something that I didn't watch. And some people are like that. Some people will just take a negative stance or a positive stance on something to be on side of an argument on something that they never watch and really don't have to say on.
So you say I
Right.
can't complain? Well, I haven't seen a movie? How
I will
dare
do
you?
that.
how dare you? How dare you live my life? What?
Bastards.
Bastards. Everyone's holding up cool? Anyone need
Bastards.
anyone need 5 minutes or something?
Oh, I got a drink. I'm
could
good.
use 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, take it if you need it, man. I'm gonna scroll
Yeah,
through the chat
Trevor
quick.
was cocaine on her thigh bone, so I'm gonna do that.
All right.
There
Just
you
fill
go.
the cup up. Fill
Yeah.
the cup up.
Fill your cups.
Never
Take
heard
a
the
minute.
Rico.
We're gonna kick in a minute. This has been a great show, guys. I'm thank you
Oh, yeah,
all
that was
for
awesome.
coming here. Like for real.
Absolutely, G.
There's so much comments. So many comments.
I'm trying to catch up.
Well, we had. I want to comment on this one real quick. We had a request to sing the Silver Shamrock theme song.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. So if anyone feels in the mood for that, you feel free. I know a musician in here is all I'm saying, but whatever.
No, you don't.
I don't.
You don't.
Mac.
No.
Yeah, where's Mac's another one? Yeah. Let me see. Game-
Oh, and someone just said if he casts Sherry Moon as Lily, I'm gonna punch.
That's the
someone.
one we were looking at.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course
go,
he's
go with
casting
that.
Sherry
So,
Moon.
I-
But you know,
Oh, it's gonna happen.
I'd hate to break the news.
Listen, I know it's gonna happen. I don't even have to ask it, right? We all
you
think
know what?
that.
Though? I want to say for the record though, I'm actually a fan of Sherry Moon.
Sure.
I like her performances. Like not so much maybe Halloween, but she the reason I don't like the Devil's Reject trilogy is because I found all the characters changed too much, except for her and her baby. I found her baby character performance from House of the Thousand Corpse right to Three from Hell was consistent and the same, and I liked it.
Right.
I like her. I wish she would work with other filmmakers, but
Well, I got it. She's all right.
Sherry, call
all-
me.
yeah.
I'll put you in my movie.
Yeah, okay. So if Sherry Moon Zombie
There
actually
you go. Right?
actually watches this, first off, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here.
Listen to the conversation. Like if they actually knew anything about me, Sherry would go, "Oh, I want to be in Craig's movie." Rob Zombie goes, "No, he hates me. I can't be in his movie."
No, I think Rob would get to know you first and realize then he hated you.
Nobody's
I'm
cool
sure
if
by
you
now
see
he
her walk
must
by.
embrace his fact that no one likes his Halloween. So
You see her walk by Craig with the white horse, right behind Craig, walk by with the white horse. Sign on. Yeah, hell yeah.
That'd be fun, right?
That'd be
Well,
awesome.
yeah, we're gonna get off the zombie stuff. A lot of this, I'm seeing zombie. Silver Shamrock.
my
Thanks.
one
Guess
last comment
zombies
about
ain't dying
the
anytime
white horse.
soon.
You're welcome.
My daughter rides horses, right? And we take her to lessons and stuff. And I'm always on the lookout for a white horse just so I can take a shot of myself going with a white horse. It's like,
That'd be
"Ah,
awesome.
there he is."
That'd be great.
Apparently, we're also the coolest crew ever. I think it would be cooler if you stopped in again, but I'm just saying. Queen said that. I'm trying to go backwards now. Ric Flair is amazing. Melissa, Four Horsemen. Irate, I'm going to give you a shout out, Irate. I didn't get to shout him out yet. And Doc Griffin, I don't know if I shouted him out yet, but those
What
guys,
up, Doc?
they're my dudes. They're my dudes. Necro's hanging. If you guys see something you want to discuss, shout it out, man, please.
Give Jack Russell a shout out.
Oh,
The werewolf.
there he is, Jack Russell. I'm not going to howl, but
Jack
HP.
Jack Russell's a pretty good guy, man. Like he seems to always
Jack's on point.
yeah, he's a big
Oh,
supporter
yeah.
of me. He's a big supporter of me, and I really appreciate it. And it seems like every time I'm on a podcast somewhere, which I seem to get further and few between. I used to do a lot. Now you're the only one that seems to want to invite me on the show. I wonder why.
Aww.
Oh, man.
But listen,
But he's always seems to pop in to where I'm going. I appreciate you being there again, Jack.
saving the best for last is what I say, guys.
Right.
The most underrated YouTube show ever.
Hmm.
I'm like the Andy Kaufman of podcasts. People used to invite me on all the time, and then I just got too strange, and they just
Listen,
fired me.
if you guys were here right now, I'd be like, let's
Oh
fire
my
up the
God.
barbecue. You know, that's how I feel right now.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, Pepper. Hi, Pepper.
Hey, Pants.
You got any thoughts on anything? Got to give me something here. I'm looking at
I mean,
these
I
comments.
got thoughts. I don't know
Random.
what we were talking about.
Whatever you want. It's your turn to ask the group a question. Is what I'm saying.
All right, I have a stupid question though.
Sure.
What like major horror icon would you be roommates with for a year?
Ash Williams.
Well, I can say from experience, living with Ghostface is really irritating.
I go with Kane Hodder.
There you go.
Fair.
We're both big
Very
pranksters
fair.
anyway, and we're both big ass dudes. So it's like, yeah, great to go tear up a town.
Kane Hodder, like I love Kane Hodder, man. I watched his documentary that he had. It was a fantastic guy.
Oh,
I-
yeah,
I
from
didn't
Hell and Back
understand
to
that
Hell
there
and
was
Back.
like a web show that he made with Adam Green, right?
Yeah, me
Yeah.
neither.
Mhm.
I didn't
And,
know that either.
and-
Halston. Halston.
Yes,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and they worked into a joke, and he said Adam came to him one day and said, "How about every time someone mentions Freddy versus Jason, you like kill yourself?" Right? And he was like, he said he had a hard time doing it at first, right? Because he really took that, and he really got fucked over. But for the record, Kane Hodder
Yeah, he
really
did.
got fucked in out of
did.
that movie.
Oh
And-
wow.
And he was really like he was devastated. And then he agreed to do it once in the show, and he said it was so liberating to be able to have fun with the rejection, and it just became a running bit. Every once in a while, someone would
Yeah,
say,
exactly.
"We'll talk Freddy versus Jason," and he'd go and grab a rope and hang himself.
Well, I'm going to interrupt
That-
again real
yeah.
quick. We have another shout out. Sebastian just showed up in the chat. Some of us know him under different names, but I'm not going to, you know, he might, what's he running? The Art? Mr. Art just showed up. Art the Clown. on the Twitter.
Nice.
Wanted to shout him out because he's never been here yet. And Hellboy's still here. Necro, Melissa, cool. There was something we were gonna talk about, but I lost it. So where are we at with this question now? Who answered it and who didn't?
I have a question for Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
Being the film scholar that you are we irritating you at all?
Let us know.
Brett's nodding his head there quietly.
Sorry, what was the question?
Are we wearing pants?
No, I'm not.
There you go. Well, no, we were talking about who you want to live with, and you said Ash. I've heard Kane. I have no idea. I don't have an answer for this.
No, I don't either.
Jeffrey Combs. Come on.
No, I don't want to. No, listen.
Are we talking about their characters or
Yes,
the people
the
that play?
Yeah, the characters
Wouldn't
is
want
what
to
I
live
was
with any of
thinking.
them because they would kill you in your sleep.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta put up with it for a year. Like you
For a
have to
year,
make
though.
it- you have
Would
to
you
make
last
it
a
work for
year?
you.
Kruger.
Whoa, what's the
Kruger.
question?
Which horror icon would you be roommates with for a year? You have to make it work for a year.
Pinhead.
Oh my!
May. May. Definitely May.
I think Pinhead is the answer. I gotta give it.
I would say for Jay, maybe Annie Wilkes or something.
Well, honestly, I'm trying to think of what was that? Oh no, I got one. That gargoyle that you got to feed a scroll to.
Golem.
Yeah.
Chong.
Yeah, there's so many of them. There's like 4 of them in my head right now, and all their names escape me. But I'm just thinking that'd be easy. Just put him in a corner, no problem.
With dead squirrels.
Dead
Isn't
squirrels.
that cheating?
You gotta have a lot of dead squirrels.
All right.
It's
Well,
funny you brought that up as a question though, because if you're familiar with my content or not, though, like I have a running joke where I've made a series of videos of Michael Myers and Ghostface living together.
Yeah,
Right?
those are awesome.
And Ghostface is always irritating Michael Myers. Of course, I always end with Michael Myers killing Ghostface, but
Yeah, like
love
with
those.
There's been a question.
Ghostface being jealous of the hype Halloween's getting.
yeah.
There's a
I made
question
one. I don't know if you guys
asked-
saw it or not. Right when I got in trouble when the Halloween leak happened for the trailer,
right.
right? And it started surfacing. I found it and I put it
remember
on my
that.
Twitter. And
I remember that.
and I
Yeah,
got
you had to take it down.
I had to take it down, and my account was being threatened to be canceled. Then I went on a rant. Blumhouse is really after me, right? But I made a video after that where I had the person who leaked the Halloween video has been discovered, and I have a computer, and I fill back at his Ghostface, and he's going, "Fuck you, Michael."
I remember that, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna quote tweet that and be like, Rob Zombie did it, but
Yeah,
right when you
exactly.
said I was gonna do it. You said you were gonna get in the shit for it, so I was like, oh, I ain't dealing with
Yeah.
Facebook, man. I was like, never mind.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Blumhouse went on a
Zombies were fun.
rampage over that, and I don't understand it. Right? It's like, just release your fucking trailer. Right?
Yeah, no
who cares?
kidding.
It's fun.
It's
Yeah,
not
come
like
on, anyway.
we're not stealing your thunder. If anything, we're creating more hype, right? It's a trailer. It's not like it's something that
Right.
we're making money off of it, right? But man, and Jamie Lee Curtis went on a big rant. She was so pissed off too. People leaking it because it came out of a movie theater, right? That's how it came
Yeah.
out to leak, right? But it's a trailer. Release your trailer.
It's pretty much the whole movie in the trailer, anyways. I feel like.
There was a huge overreaction to somebody put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was as if it was the end of everybody's lives. They couldn't go on
Mhm.
because this man
Yeah.
had wrecked their life. And I thought,
Yeah.
this is very over the top.
Yeah.
And it was very intense. And they were serious.
Oh
Seriously
yeah, it was. People
angry.
were. It's a
Yeah.
trailer. Like I had a question. Like, do we really need a trailer for Halloween Kills?
And
Would
does
you-
it matter if you see it this week or next week?
No,
What
exactly.
difference does it
but,
make?
No, but even I'm taking further. Like, do we really need to see one? Is it going to increase your audience by having the trailer or not? Because at the end of the day, we're going to see it. If you're a fan of it and everything, you're going to go see it. And people are criticizing that there's too many kills in the trailer. But if you watch the trailer, most of it is the first scene, him coming out of the house.
No.
Yeah.
So we know that's going to be within the first 5 minutes of the movie. It's the same thing the Avengers did when they released their trailer, right? People were complaining about it, but it was all from the first like 30 minutes of the movie.
Him just wrecking first responders for the first 20
That's
minutes.
risky. You talk about backlash for people when we talk about the backlash split head. I wonder if there's going to be any backlash for Blumhouse for having Michael Myers killing first responders.
I'm a first.
Check out the fire department.
I love the idea.
You love the idea.
I do. I'm sorry. Fucking everybody can tear me apart. They can say whatever they want. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm a first responder, and I love the idea. I've worked very closely with the Indianapolis Fire Department and the IMPD and various different medics, and I love the idea of it because it's a reality. I mean.
But it happens to you guys, so it does. Like first responders are attacked all the time.
I mean, there's been several calls where it's been a setup, and the people get there first, come under fire immediately.
Yep.
I mean, it's just part of the gig, and you're there to help people at the end of the day, so you're always going to take that call. But it's It throws our profession into the light a little bit in the horror community because the last time we got the big shout out, let's be fair, was send more cops.
Yeah.
that was our big thing.
Send more paramedics.
There we are. Yeah, send more paramedics.
It's also funny, people getting upset over that, right? I'm sorry, it's not rocket science to figure out how he was going to get out of the house. Right?
And obviously, the first responders who became the target, they're the first ones going to respond to the goddamn fire.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's not fucking science.
No kidding. Oh, look at that. We got some new subscribers to the channel. You guys must be really killing it out here today.
All right.
We got views.
That's it. Everybody sub.
Listen, I have taken the liberty of putting most of your guys' information in the YouTube video comment or description. I keep calling it the comments because I have a habit of doing that because I'm looking at freaking comments the whole time like but it's great. So you guys, like I said, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to these guests just for a minute. Like, check out their stuff, pass it along. If you got something you want to share with us, like, we'll do these again if these go well.
Hell yeah. I'm having a blast. I'm really
definitely.
This is awesome.
It's going longer than I expected. Is everyone cool?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here soon.
Well, whenever you need to, man. Like, feel free. Like, it's cool.
Nope, it's all good.
We're already past the 2-hour mark, just about.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Goes quick, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, yeah. Because we're non-stop topics. Go.
Well, there's so much to cover, and I feel like we should have this panel back again sometime to cover some of that stuff that we missed so far.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm ending right now.
Upcoming Evil Dead movie. Yeah.
Oh, I want to talk about the game. I want that game, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
me too. I'm not leaving the house.
Yeah. No kidding. Find me. We'll start. Maybe we can start a stream with that game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun.
Do it.
Evil Dead game.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Well, let's see this.
I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wanted to scream Friday the 13th with the Halloween guys, but I don't use PlayStation. Like
Xbox One.
PC, man. I'm all PC.
Xbox.
I'll build you guys.
That game really got
Maybe it'll be
too.
maybe it'll be a cross-platform game.
Yeah, like Call of Duty. Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Well, hopefully, like the Friday 13th game, right? Like they really got screwed because they got lost in that legal.
So
Yeah,
bad, man.
That was a mess. That's a mess.
So
Yeah.
Could you
bad.
imagine? Could you imagine
It's-
buying the rights
What's the
to
time
make a
now?
video game and
it's
put all this money
it's
into
very
making this
cheap.
video game to find out
Miller.
you may
Yeah,
have
do
bought
it.
the rights
Use
from the
that-
wrong
that-
person? Like I couldn't
Right.
imagine that.
Damn.
How much of a
Dude,
pain
the
that would
whole
be?
thing The whole thing is super petty. Let's be fair.
It is.
Well, I
You
think.
know, I mean, it's all about my money and my name and my pride.
Why? But why are they fighting so mad? Like, why can't they just meet in the
Split.
middle?
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
keep
Split it
saying.
up.
Because money. Somebody needs to be basically what it is two dudes fucking waving their dicks at each other. Trying to figure out
Two greedy
Who do you
bastards.
guys side with? Let's ask this question right now. Who do you side with in the legal debate? Do you the writer
I'm not
of the
saying.
first one or Sean Cummings, the director.
Oh, Cunningham, yeah. I don't know. I think you have to go with Victor Miller, right? Because he come up with the idea for the characters and shit, right?
But the interesting
he
part when it
created
comes
the-
around this,
Yeah,
is
I'm
that
with
But
Victor
he
Miller.
didn't
He
come
never
up
do
with the
Jason.
Jason in the
Yeah.
main franchise. He come up with Child Jason.
Yeah.
And the
Mhm.
main killer was Pamela.
yeah,
Um,
right.
That's
So
that's where the argument
that's
gets
the gray
grey.
is, right?
Right.
oh, okay.
Right. So
But
I
I
don't know,
mean,
but
still, his
they're
characters.
both losing so much money fighting
Yeah.
over it that if
It's
they
ridiculous.
just co-owners, split the profits
franchise
50-50,
Yeah.
go
That's
out. There's probably arguments on the backside of it saying about creative control. That's the big one, creative control,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because
Merchandise.
we don't know. Even like when you have
Right.
partnerships and stuff, people disagree on how
Right.
you're doing stuff, right? It
Absolutely.
happens, right? So
I feel like it's a hard toss up with that though, and really who should have the rights in my opinion. It should have been split, and they should have just been adults about things. But
Why don't they just side with the fans?
yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
there
that's
you go.
what I mean. Like
Yeah.
At
if
this
they-
point,
if they settled this, and like I said, there's back somebody said, "What do we need another Friday 13th or not?" But there's so much hype around this, they'd be crazy not to make one. And the second they sign a co-ownership deal, right? If they just did that,
That movie's
within 2 years, like there's a movie on the screen, and
Mhm.
they have just became probably $30 million each, Richard.
true,
Because
exactly.
then you get the
Yeah,
more than
right.
that, because marketing and all that stuff of the toys, the new masks, and costumes,
Yeah.
like
Perhaps it's some kind of personal thing that we're missing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's something
Something-
Yeah,
that
something.
well,
Something
we
more
know-
to it. Yeah.
like we can probably all relate at some point where there's something that you feel that you kind of created and then someone else just kind of takes it and runs with it and you're
Mhm.
kind of cut of
Oh,
the loop. Like, I
absolutely.
understand
Yeah.
some of that stuff, but at the end of the day, if they just work together,
How many years of their lives are they going to give up for it?
and how much money they're giving up for
Yeah.
it, outside of the legal fees that they're causing to fight
royalties.
this.
Yeah.
Right, like
Yeah.
what is with royalties, right? Because the movie is still streaming. We can still watch Friday 13th. You can still go to the store and buy Friday 13th. Like, who is
Yeah,
making the
sure.
money off that?
Wasn't it actually over the character in the game that caused
The initial
landed
split.
them in court?
Probably, right? Like, as the game kind of go and like,
Because they remade in 2009, and then
Yeah.
it was the character was in Mortal Kombat, and then there was the Jason game, and all of a sudden it's in court. So there was something there.
somebody somewhere is either pissed off that they're not getting a cut of it, or I don't know how I'd be fan of, like, if I created, let's just say I created Jason, all right,
Mhm.
as a horror character. I don't know how excited I'd be seeing him show up in Mortal Kombat, right? That's just me.
Yeah.
Right,
So
like I
this
I
is
liked
the-
it.
I
you,
can-
you like Jason. It's her favorite.
I like Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat. I like Jason.
Yeah.
The two went together.
this
Yeah,
is
but-
the best I could
like how would you feel about Jason showing up in a Hello Kitty cartoon as a Hello Kitty, right? Not killing.
Sorry
I
for the
don't think
kitties.
he may not fit in quite as well.
Yeah,
Why
but
not?
that's the
Aesthetically
thing. I'm just
pleasing.
using analogies, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
reasons why, but at the end of the day,
Hmm.
they're spending. They're going to financially ruin themselves, both of them, in legal
When they
costs.
could mediate, when they
When
could
they
go
could-
with the mediator and sort things out.
Imagine what
And
the
then-
legal fees
That's
are.
true.
That's the thing. Yeah,
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, that's a big point too.
Especially
that-
for
but
yeah.
they're also like, what I'd be thinking, and I don't know if they said this to each other, but like, do you know how much publicity we're getting right now? How much hype
Yeah.
we're building? How much the fans want this? We settle this, like I said, settle it. Write a script within 2 years, they would have it on the screen, and it would be probably one of the biggest money-making
movies
horror
ever, yeah.
movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because
Yeah,
everybody's waited and waited
Yeah.
and waited.
absolutely. And there's all
Right.
this hype around the lawsuit.
Which
Yeah.
is all my engagement.
Because there's nobody in the horror community who isn't aware of the lawsuit. My wife loved playing the video game, right?
Right.
And she's aware of the lawsuits and she follows
Yeah.
it, right? It's like
Isn't Sean Cunningham trying to sue Warner Brothers or Paramount or somebody
Yeah,
as
there was
well?
something the other day.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham going at.
Yeah.
No, that was the original, but there's another case.
There's another
a
suit.
second case.
Is there really?
It's Sean
Yeah.
Cunningham versus Miller in the first case, but in the second one, it's him against the studios.
I'm not sure.
Well, that lets you know who the problem is.
I was just thinking the same thing.
You guys were thinking Rob Zombie too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that son of a bitch.
Fucking Rob
I would
Zombie.
love that. Like,
Told you to
Fucking
stop
guys
hanging
winning
out with
Jason
them.
now.
I like Friday the 13th. I'm not like a big fan of it. So personally speaking, I would kind of take a chuckle if Rob Zombie remade a Friday the
Dude,
13th. I would go,
Friday
ha
the
ha.
13th is my biggest thing. Like, I love Friday the 13th. Jason
Same here.
yeah. He's
Yeah,
like
it's Carrie's
everything.
favorite.
When it comes down, like Halloween created it, I'll accept that. But Friday the 13th perfected it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll always stand by that. I love Jason. I love the whole mythology and the
Yeah.
story behind
Yeah.
everything.
Well,
And I can
Check
see
it out,
why.
Jason.
Jay?
Sorry.
what? Yes, I'm looking.
So, no,
Uh, You're gonna.
This.
that's mine.
That's
I hold
Jason,
on. Let me
sorry.
look at this. All right, I can't see it. You're gonna have to mail that to me.
And
And of course, I've got mine.
Oh, let me just shout out Ash Williams, one of the best horror movie freaking killers ever, man. I love him.
Yeah.
Craig's
Dude,
got
you
something
know
to
what?
share.
At the end of Ash versus
Okay,
Evil
see
Dead,
this?
or the series.
Holy shit. that's
I love
awesome.
that.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Jay, I'll mail you the toy if Stabby mails me his.
Ooh, no,
There you go.
Yeah, this one here, this is the guy who made this. Is the guy who keeps getting
That's
cease and
sick.
desist orders
Oh, yeah.
for his mask.
Oh, well, he won't get them here.
actually, hold on a minute. I might have
Wow,
something.
man, that's awesome.
I might have
The only-
something worth trading.
The only thing wrong with this, right, because it's a custom made from a mole, he didn't pre-cut the back, right?
Yeah.
So I have to really force it on and force it off, and I'm like, he sent me instructions to cut it, but I'm terrified. I'm like, if I chop this up here, and then it starts ripping, it's gone. But yeah,
That's awesome, man.
so I do have Jason mask.
Where's the Leatherface mask?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest here for a second. I'm gonna be honest here for it. Like Mike, I am so loyal to you and your Leatherface cosplay because I think you're fantastic at it. That I sit around and look at it. And I'm like, it'd be fun to have him. I'm like, I can't. I would never do that. Just out of respect for you, I would never ever. Well, I might own one, but I would never ever perform in any video of mine
That'd be
as
awesome.
Leatherface, just because I'm
I
so
appreciate it, bro.
proud of what you do with your interpretation of it, right? So,
Thank you so much.
like I said, when I
I
need
appreciate
Leatherface,
that,
when I
bro.
need Leatherface to make a appearance, you need to come down. Right? So,
I was just
gotta
going to
get to
ask,
Canada,
have
yeah, I
you two
gotta
done
get
a
to
video
Canada.
together?
we've done
Oh,
virtual
we did a couple.
videos, right? Where
Yeah,
we
but yeah.
filmed it up. So
Yep.
so we have that, and we've always talking, and I'm gonna plug myself in the script that I'm working on right now, slasher film. I've already spoke to Mike, and once we get the funding stage, get this made,
Do it.
Mike is gonna be the main slasher.
Yeah.
film I'm making, so-
Very stabby.
Rip it up.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so I just would love to have him. I'm excited that he's willing to do this. It's a long
Oh,
road.
yeah.
Like we're getting there.
How far
Like,
apart are you geographically?
We're in
I'm in New
different
Hampshire,
countries. We're in different
yeah.
countries, so we're I think we're probably 20-hour drive from each other, maybe.
Jeez.
Maybe
At
it's
least.
that. I'm pretty close to the Canadian border, like
Yeah.
up to the main points and everything where I am. Something's like kind of like right there.
So
I'd love to come to Canada though. That'd be
Can't-
cool.
Canada's trying to make me wear pants, so I'm not going there.
Oh,
Fuck that.
It's cold up there. I mean, I see their game.
No pants on?
All right, well, I'm gonna jump in real quick and just say bye. I'm gonna have to get out of here, y'all. But
All
it's
right.
been a pleasure. It
Good
was
seeing you.
lovely meeting all of you. Good seeing you guys again.
Bye bye.
Nice meeting
All right,
you.
stay
nice meeting you too, Pepper.
Thanks, Pepper.
Say anything to
Go ahead.
shout
Go
out.
Yankees.
Shout
Go
out.
Yankees.
Shout it out.
What do I have? I'm the Pepper Flake on all the bullshits and Pepper Bites on Anchor FM.
There it is.
All right.
All right, have a good night, y'all.
Later.
Right.
Good night.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna have to wrap her up as well.
All good.
Gotta get the dogs out before bed.
Oh,
up
Gotcha.
there. But I thank you so much for having me, guys. You guys are fantastic.
It's good seeing you,
Love
man.
meeting you guys.
See you.
appreciate you,
Yeah.
brother.
I hope I didn't rant too much and make people
Never.
not want to appear with me because, like I said, I love talking about this shit. It's fantastic.
It's the passion that I think we keep coming back for.
Yeah. So
That's
I'd
it.
love to participate in a group chat like this again, and
Cool.
I'd love some of you guys to appear in a collaboration with me through virtual media. We can film parts and do it. I've made
Oh,
a few
yeah.
videos like that, and it's fun. It's fun to do. and
I think I'd be down for another one soon.
The
Oh, yeah.
Stabby Time bunch. I remember
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the one we
I
did the Brady
remember
Bunch
that.
too. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yep.
and we did
The Christmas one.
the Christmas
Christmas
one
time.
is
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
was very proud of. The Christmas
That came
one,
out
even though-
great.
That was awesome.
Even though
That was
nobody
awesome.
watched it, it was like
I watched it.
yeah, I know.
Watched it.
My
I didn't
heart.
miss two,
But
We didn't
yeah,
wanna
that's
see
probably
Bronson
that
movies.
video, like the amount of work that went into that, and I was fortunate enough that I was working with fantastic people, like Truth About Beer. If you guys don't know the Truth About Beer, people are checking them on Twitter. They have a weekly podcast as well. They're fantastic people. They're paranormal researchers, and they podcast talking about beer and paranormal stuff. And I appeared on the podcast a few times. They're great people, but they did all the heavy lifting for me, right? Like I wrote the song. We had they're musicians, so they recorded our interpretation of 12 Days of Christmas. They edited it. We just shot it. I just had to come up with a way to stab someone 12 times because I was day one of Christmas.
That was awesome.
And it was really fun to do. But I love doing this. When we talk about, being creative in a pandemic environment, we can still all support each other and work together, right? We just
Totally. I feel like that opened up the waves a little more, like broadened the horizons on how far we can reach out now and actually do stuff from home.
yeah, like
Cool.
it was fantastic, and I love every second of it, and I love spending time with you guys here and having these conversations, and it's fantastic. So I'm gonna peace out here. Thanks for having me.
Anytime,
me out.
brother.
Stabby Time
Catch you
TV.
soon.
See you
And
again.
everybody listening, stay attention. I am actively working on a feature, so I can still use you guys' support when I come out there. So I'll keep you guys updated on
There you
that as
go.
well. And I'm really excited. I think you guys are really going to dig what we're doing with it. And in case anybody's curious, I got this asked question today. It is not a fan film. It is a completely original story, original concept, original characters. So yeah, so hopefully we make it and it's good because it's not fan and we can make money.
No, you will make it. It's going to happen.
No, I'm
Positive
gonna make
thinking.
this is getting made.
Oh,
No,
absolutely,
it's
it's
100%
happening.
getting made, right? And I wouldn't be even attempting it if it wasn't for the support and encouragement that I've gotten in social media from my Stabby Time TV.
That's what it's about, man. It's sharing a love and sharing a creativeness, and that's what makes this such a great community.
Yeah.
Right.
But
All right.
thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate
Thanks
you,
for
man.
having me.
Well, man,
Good
it's
night
great.
from
Good night, bro.
Canada.
I mean, but there she.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Oh,
Right, eh?
yeah. He's figuring it out. It's cool.
Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie. before he turned off. Oh, damn it. Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Well,
We're still doing this.
I was gonna say, like, I really am pushing Lyrazone, man. I think you should definitely talk to him.
I'm nothing. I'm nobody.
Shut up.
Just saying, man.
You're somebody.
Somebody.
Yeah, we got you.
I appreciate it.
I just want to shout Lyrazone out again. Like I said, 7 years ago, I had him. He was just starting out, like really getting into things, and seeing him grow 7 years like this, it's beautiful.
We don't talk about that, okay? We don't talk about early Lyrazone, okay? That's Joseph. We don't talk about him, okay?
Everyone,
He was really embarrassing. Just saying.
we all were.
Bro's gone.
There
Well,
it-
I still am.
it
Takes
made
the
me-
mystery out of it.
Yeah, it's the
I get it.
We
experience
need a bit of
part was fun.
mystery.
Yeah, it was always the experience thing that had to change up. Like, I had to like just change from being just buddy to do contracts, paperwork. Like that whole changeover, it's just been interesting. Like even with photographers, the copyrights. Like we're talking about the business side, like copyrights, patents. Literally talking to them about like using photos for later on down the road as far as like magazines, stuff like that. Like I'm still trying to learn the business, but
You're
it's fun.
hustling, man. You're a
I'm
hustler.
trying.
You really
I'm
are.
trying. I'm trying.
No,
Uh,
no, you're not trying. You're doing, man.
Well, thank you.
You're
for,
doing.
Getting it done.
Thank you.
Awesome.
But
Get
yeah,
it done.
I think since we're getting pretty close to the end, I'll take the mask off finally. So
Oh,
guys,
you're
see my
cool.
face
Yeah.
for once.
This is all like at this point just a hangout session
All right,
for
there we go.
whoever wants to hang
I can
out.
breathe.
There he is. There's the
There we
real
go.
guy.
I'll give you some
Christ,
mug.
you've had
Okay.
it on this whole time.
Yeah, I had a human face. It was a lie.
It's Leonardo DiCaprio, guys.
Right.
There you
Face off.
go. It's Jackie.
Guys,
Character actor.
You guys heading out?
Yeah, we've been awake
it's-
for 2 days.
I was
so-
gonna
and it's
say.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Hey,
Well,
well,
sleep well.
real
Let's see.
quick, let me just shout out these guys, RP community, writer, like beautiful people here. Thank you guys for coming on, man.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Thank you.
Chat soon, bro.
Yeah, man.
Guys, nice meeting all of you, huh?
Yeah,
We'll do it
Nice
again.
meeting you.
We'll do this again.
Definitely.
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 See ya.
Cheers, guys.
Later.
Yeah.
Later, later.
Don't forget to shut the camera off, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
That's Twitch
Or
101
don't.
problem. Usually.
I like
Keep the camera
to,
on.
you know, look out for the people. You'll get it. Don't
Yeah.
worry. I can actually get you out of here, I think.
Oh, you've got to click it again, I think.
There you go.
Good seeing you.
I'm here to help,
That's
guys.
funny.
If cameras stay on, man, that can lead to OnlyFans material.
I'm
That's not YouTube friendly. Nobody's saying, hey, hey, come on.
welcome to the dojo after hours, guys.
The dojo up all night,
funny.
like on USA up all night.
I'm telling you,
Nice. Rhonda Shear.
Yes. Oh my God. Remember she was with Gilbert Godfrey, and you'd hear his annoying ass voice, and you see her, and you'd be like, okay, it would balance out.
Yeah. Holy
awesome,
crap,
dude.
the 90s were fucked.
you guys are showing my
Fucking
age.
awesome shit. Oh, same here, man. I mean, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's funny. But I was gonna say, like, the old show, I used to like run for 2 hours, and sometimes I do the after show, whatever. And we used to do something called Shirtless Sundays, and it was terrible because anyone could get on cam without a shirt on.
Well then.
Private website.
Noted.
You
Bring
know.
it back.
Oh my God.
No, this was like 6 years ago when I was young and dumb. We've all done dumb things, guys. All of us.
Absolutely. I still do.
Yeah.
Still doing it.
Well, we're here right now, right? I'm just
I've
kidding.
never done anything dumb in my life.
No. Never. What a crowd. Like, we still got some of these guys hanging on.
Right.
I'm gonna shout out Bud over at HalloweenVerse again. I've been reading his comments, and he's on point with a lot of stuff. How ironic is it now that Friday 13th is in the same boat that Halloween was in the 80s in a rights battle? That was a good point. And I know that was like an hour ago, and I'm sorry.
Bring it back.
So much going on
Better late than
tonight,
never.
right?
Halloween's in a legal battle?
They used to be I said in the 80s.
It was back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
comparing the what they were going through to what Friday's going through right now. I suppose that's what's going on.
Was that over like part 4 or something like that? Or what it was?
I barely I know Halloween, but I don't know it that well regarding
Yeah.
all that.
I think it was part 4. I mean, I could be totally wrong.
Ben Meeker is in the
not.
chat. Shout out to Ben Meeker, another Halloween verse. Ben, if you're not doing anything, I'll have you on right now. I'm just saying. We're running after hours apparently, and if you guys need to leave at any point, like, do your thing.
All good, dude.
Just
So you
saying.
got like 10 more minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere. I got like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, cool.
What? Come here.
Well, Meeker's got 10 or 15 minutes to message me then if he's popping
I'll be
on.
right back.
Oh, you're good, brother.
All good.
Yeah, I need to change earphones out because
Hold on, buddy.
I'm dying.
All right, do what you got to do, man. Like I said, this is a little later than I expected.
Might be the longest one I've been on here so far. I think last time I was only on here twice, and each one was like an hour and a half.
Well, you said I only got half an hour, and that turned into
Yeah, I don't believe Joseph Favarria. I just do whatever.
I like
Literally
it.
9 times out of 10, I just have fun.
I got you, Meeker. And Meeker said next time he'll be on. Counting on it. Yeah, I figure. What time is it? We'll do maybe 10 more minutes, huh?
So what's the closing discussion? Let's have a good question, a good ending question.
Ooh, most pivotal moment in horror history. One moment. That's all you get.
Only one.
Yes.
Meeting you, gentlemen, and learning. Thank you. You're a blessing to my soul. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What? What are you talking about?
Everything. The pants, they're gone.
Oh my God. I'm so scared. I'm scared.
On YouTube.
I'm scared.
Where
We're
am I
talking about horror movies. My little godson, sorry.
Oh, no, you're
all
good.
good.
Families first. Welcome to the after show, guys. Welcome. I should have
Right.
been off of here probably 20, 30 minutes ago myself. But
No.
it's all right. This is beautiful.
Anthony,
All right.
come here, want to say
Can
hi?
you hear me?
There he is.
There he is. He's back.
You hanging in there, Mac?
Hi. Hanging in there.
Well, I'll do one for you, Mac. This one's for Mac.
All right.
Cilantro.
Big Mac.
Oh, so there's two people that have made me drink on air. It was Hard Queen the other day, and now it's Mac. So if I have you both on a show at the same time, I better get 2 bottles.
We're fucking
Right.
blasted.
Hell yeah.
Melissa, thanks for coming again. And I'm going to shout out Hard Queen again. She's been here for every live show I've done so far.
Okay.
Perfect
Yeah, okay.
attendance record.
Is she still here?
She's lurking about.
All right.
Melissa's been hanging on. Jack's still hanging. Shout out to Jack. I don't know how we're still running. This is amazing. This is like the
Going
community.
strong.
I'm saying.
Right.
It's like the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Well, I was gonna talk about that's not the telethon, but
Oh, my God.
I was going to talk about Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis is my oh god. Yeah, get me going, man. But I didn't get to mention the Twitter RP community much, and I wanted to do that while Brett and Carrie were still here. But maybe I'll do that for another show. Get more of you guys on here. I'd love to have, like I said, Bud and Meeker. Please come on, talk with us. We'll do a show with you guys.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
And Larry Zone, you got to start talking to me more, man. We barely talk.
I've been busy, brother. It's same with you. Like
I know. I'm sorry.
I've tried to get on here as much as possible. YouTube, trying to do more and more. Because now I'm noticing the algorithm, you have to post every single week. And
You got to at least do one a week if you really
I'm
want that.
trying, but I'm also learning the editing, and I realized the editing is not as easy as I thought it'd be.
I feel
'cause-
you.
Yeah. I've been, even with the last one, I was just talking about the hot sauce before we came on here. My homie Josh pretty much hooked me up as far as I guess visual effects is Big Film is one. They usually it's actually more like guns exploding, visual effects like fire and stuff like that you really don't see. And I had that, and I used that for the last actual commercial where it has green slime and purple coming down.
Right.
Even stuff like that took 3 or 4 hours. Got to color grade it and then figure out, hey, so I don't know how to do this. Look on YouTube and literally just research the whole time. But yeah, it's been fun. It's good seeing everyone here though. It's been a very, very long time of doing one of these calls because I've been just kind of running the whole time.
You got to take a minute and breathe.
I know. I'm trying to, but
Big Brother Ninja is concerned.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so.
I got to make sure you're good. Real quick, Ben Meeker shouts out, Night of the Living Dead OG, the slap, amazing, most pivotal moment in horror.
Okay.
I'll give him that. It's hard for me to even pick one. I could go back to Nosferatu, I could talk about Universal monsters.
No, Universal.
Most pivotal
The Thing,
moment in
maybe.
horror.
Yeah, one. I narrowed it down to one to try to make it hard, but you guys can shout out whatever you want. I'm just being a dick.
I'm still trying to think.
I would have to go with Night of the Living Dead, but I wouldn't go with the slap, even though that was a pretty big moment. But it would go with number one, Dwayne Jones being cast as the lead, and then him combating. What was the guy in the basement?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hated that guy.
Yeah. And him
He was a
pushing him
jackass.
back
That
down
guy.
there, pretty much saying, fuck off, you want to live down there, you can live in the hull of the boat. I'm the captain of the ship. And I think that was a pretty big moment in horror. But so I would go with Meeker on Night of the Living Dead.
Okay, I could see that. Sorry, I'm getting a small lag. I had to cut my camera off for a minute.
No worries.
Little lag spike. There's so many to pick, though. I think I'll go back to Night of the Living Dead. I can think of just that ending. You know, that said a lot culturally and just like at the time, at least, that was a pretty pivotal moment. The Exorcist, like with her and the cross scene, like that was like pushing the boundaries
the
there.
masturbation scene.
Yes, yeah, that was a big point. Cannibal Holocaust, like all that really pushed the limits.
Oh,
I
hated that movie.
I hate that.
can't
I don't
watch
like it. Don't like it.
Yeah.
But
Don't like
the
the movie?
I didn't like it.
the point is though, they really push the limits of what's taboo
Yeah.
and what's not in modern day cinema.
Exactly.
I feel like.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
To me, there's only one taboo.
What's that?
You
And
know.
every show expensive. It's like,
I know. Oh, I know. And that's
Feel the same
okay.
way. I love it.
By the way, shout
I
out to
agree.
Kill FM underneath us. He's a musician as well.
Hell yeah.
He rocks it.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yo, you rock it. I heard your stuff, man. You guys rock.
Oh, that's right. I did send you.
Yeah. I think I've subscribed to some
appreciate it.
channel.
Yeah, we need to get back in the studio. It's been a while.
Takes time, man.
It does, especially in this pandemic. Our bass player just moved to Pennsylvania.
Oh, what a terrible place to live. God.
Dude, I mean, it's better than Indiana. Let's be fair.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. Oh, you guys were talking about Jersey earlier. I'm still thinking about that. Every time I hear Jersey, I think of Tom Waits, Jersey Girl, you know?
I don't mind Jersey. It's the fucking turnpike.
That turnpike's terrible.
Horrible.
Fucking Joyce.
Vicious place.
I like Jersey. I really do. But like I
Talking
said,
shit about Jersey again. Oh my god. Here
I
we
had
go.
to bring it up, man, because
Everyone talks shit, but they reference it in a good way.
You're
So,
not. You're right up the road, man. Like, are you? I shouldn't say you, but you. You know what I mean. The metaphorical you is right up the road.
But I say we talk shit until you go to like White Manna or White Castle. Like that's one thing I miss. Like I miss White Castle. I don't. I'm just saying though. I don't want that greasy ass frozen
That's fucking
shit.
awesome. Nah.
I'm just saying.
Want that real deal, son?
I want to feel like
Yeah.
crap in 20 minutes. Like I want to feel horrible.
Horrible
I'm like,
stuff.
oh god.
You will.
Horrible
Yeah,
pains.
It's an instant regret of decisions in your life.
See the white light flashing. Oh my god, what have I
Right.
done?
Mm.
It's like 30 seconds of
And
pleasure.
I'll do it again.
And I'll-
Goddamn know
I
it.
would.
I'll do it again. Mike, you got a moment? What moment stands out for you? Like, has a big moment in horror?
I'm just gonna go and throw it out. It said the ending of Psycho
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
when he was dressed as a woman and everything, and
Oh yeah. I mean,
I'd say something like that.
it's not too.
I was gonna
bad.
say Jaws eating Quint, but that's just my own sick mind thinking it was cool.
Well, that's cool.
Well, I mean, we could.
Exactly, right?
I think we'll talk about the coolest kills in movies next show.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm saying it now so I can look back at this and remember. You know what I mean?
I'll remind you. Like, do it
Absolutely, yeah.
with a list.
All right. Just checking the
Thank
chat.
you.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna start wrapping this up if everyone's cool with that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, totally.
Let's jump down to Kill FM quick. Any last minute shout outs?
Yeah, man, everybody in the fucking role playing community on Twitter, like, I fucking love this shit. I couldn't have been happier anywhere else. Like, you and everybody has made it worth my while. It was a very unexpected move in my life, and I'm super glad that I found myself here.
Excellent. We're glad you're here, man. And apparently your voice can sell sand in the desert.
Nice.
I try.
All right. Hey, Mike, you want to shout out your stuff quick?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to thank everybody in the horror community and the role playing community, everybody that tuned in tonight, all the participants in tonight. Everybody is awesome. And I wouldn't be here without all of you. And I just want to thank everybody for the continued support.
And that's what it's about, man.
That's
Hell
it.
yeah.
And saving the oldest guy here for last, Lyrazone.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you all for being here, coming through the show, people who are currently here, as well as people who are watching. Thank you for the Pants Ninja for giving me the honor to come back here again. This time I always enjoy coming here as far as like just talking one-on-one, talking shop, having fun. I'm gonna go ahead and for the first time not actually promote my stuff. I want to promote everybody else. Thank you for everyone who's came in here. As far as check the description of this video, you'll find where to find everyone here. Reach out to them. Make sure you go through with them, like go Twitter, YouTube, wherever they're at. Make sure you follow up with them because the show is awesome. We had talked about a lot of stuff here, and if you're in the chat right now, love you guys. I'm trying to look at it as we're talking. Thank you guys for showing up. For the 9 people that are watching, thanks for coming by, and I love you guys, and I will see you guys shortly.
Yeah, shortly. He's coming by your house tonight, guys.
Right, that's what I do.
Creepy.
Yeah. I'm giving him a ride.
Creep gang.
I want in.
Well, let's see if I can cover all this real quick. Shout outs to these guys right here. I want to shout out Stabby Time, Brett, Carey, Jeff, Pepperflake for coming in. Shout out the entire chat because you guys have been amazing tonight. And everybody who has supported this community, supported this little silly show I do. Everything, man. It's been a wild ride and it's been fun. And I'm thinking about doing this once a week again. If there's a demand for it, if people are interested, I might start booking these shows again. So if you guys got people you want to hear from, know about, whatever, hit me up. Let me know. I'd love to have some more talks like these.
Oh yeah.
You know. And you guys are all coming back. All you guys. I'm doing
absolutely anytime.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I need to get a one-on-one with Lyrazone again. Refresh everything.
Oh, dude, there's a lot. I got a lot.
Yeah, I know. I know you do. I'm definitely getting Kill FM. We're gonna push you guys out more because you're amazing.
Right on, man. Thank you.
And yeah, Heart Queen, you're coming on one of these group panels soon. Same with you, Melissa.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
telling you both right now. You're all welcome. Like I'll have each and every one of y'all, and who cares? But thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. I'm gonna kick on the outro. If you guys can hang out for like 2 minutes yet, maybe 3.
Absolutely.
We'll have a little.
How about 4?
Well, whatever. I'll take you for 10. I'm calling 10 minutes then.
I'll take 12.
All right. And last but not least, I want to shout out everybody that's been here this week, guests, and the audience. There's a possibility I might have 2 shows coming up, Saturday and Sunday. So stay tuned to my Twitter if you want to. If they happen, I'm posting them on there, and all that stuff's down there. But thanks again, guys. Everyone say bye. Have a great night.
Pants Ninja rules.
Bye, everybody. Yeah. Thank you all. Pants Ninja, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. All right, where's my outro scene? All right, have a good one, guys.
Tombstones climbing up the sky to claim the boredom and the whine of the radiator, to freeze the fates that intertwine, unresolved and undefined in this echo chamber. Once you've given up the ghost, just like Lazarus, you'll know there's an operator, some strange passenger inside. To that strange power I'm resigned like an iron anchor. I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a lost song I wrote, and I'm just a ghost in your stereo. and your heart's a mercenary, but like a dancer on the wire. Come the sparks of frayed desire as a fire's carried. I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a lost